How am I looking? Do I have anything in my teeth? My teeth good? All right, excellent. You ready? Let's get the show on the road. Today's video is sponsored by SeatGeek, the #1 rated ticketing app on the App Store.
Over 70,000 live events daily.
Over 28 million downloads.
All the time. SeatGeek is #1. Mr. Leva, this just in, we have breaking news. SeatGeek has all of your artists, all of the events, all of theatrical events ready to go for you to purchase immediately.
Oh, I'm getting something in as well, Bob. Okay, we're talking about artists.
You call me Bob?
That's your anchor name.
No, good.
Okay. This just in as well, guys. We're getting Fairchild, who's going to be performing as well. The Dodgers, the Los Angeles ones, like there's any other ones. This guy's an idiot. Also, Drizzy Drake. Wow, Bob.
Breaking news once again we have.
What a news day.
Suzanne.
That's my name?
Yeah, that's your name. The app is very easy to use. Green dot means good and red dot means no.
No.
But we are here. Please tell us what our audience is here to do.
Thank you guys for tuning in. And for that, we're going to give you guys $20 off just by using the code La Platica of your first ticketed purchase.
That is it. Thank you so much for tuning in to K-Cal La Platica.
And with that, we leave you with Stay classy, La Platica.
Consider this an invitation to my Jack in the Box Nation.
Come on, man. You sit there and say, hey, come on, man.
Yo, check this out. Before we film on any podcast, we always fuel up because we need them carbs.
Yeah.
We need that energy.
Yeah.
And guess what Josh brought today?
Only that delicious goodness. I'm talking about Jack in the Box. Come on, baby. What we talking about?
We're talking about the cubes, Munchie
Let them
meal.
know how to do it to them.
And when I say cubes, yeah, it's the ice cube.
Yo, what's up, Ice? Cube.
They brought the Chick-N-Tater Melt back.
What they bring back? I like my curly fries extra curly. Like a springboard. Tell them what's in the box, man. You talk too much, man. Tell them what's in the box.
A taco.
Tell them what's got tacos in the Munchie box.
Iconic.
What else? You talk too much.
The classic curly fries.
Come on, man. Tell them we got curly fries.
Not only that, the Chick-N-Tater Melt.
Bro, tell them about the Chick-N-Tater Melt. Tell them that it's back.
Not only that, the churros, homie.
You
The
didn't even
churros.
mention the churros, bro. Mention the churros, bro. Take a big bite. Before we start an episode, we like to fuel up, make sure our energy is up, make sure we're feeling good. This really just sets the tone for the rest of the podcast. You eat good, you feel good, you perform good.
And you look good, too.
Come on, man.
You guys, make sure to check out Cube's Munchie Meal.
It's only available for a limited time, so don't miss out on this delicious meal. Watch and learn, my boy.
I'm excited.
Watch and learn.
I'm excited.
How do I start this? What's going on, everybody? And welcome to La Platica. I am your host, the Josh Leva, and don't you ever forget the "the." And beside me, I got my wonderful, brilliant, handsome co-host, Sebastian Robles. And if you're gonna say his name, you better hit those R's just like I did. Guys, this episode right here, this one's gonna go crazy. This one is gonna be. I'm gonna be lost for words when this one drops. You're gonna see.
Son.
But before we get into the episode, all right, I'd like to thank our beautiful sponsors over at SeatGeek, the #1 rated ticketing app on the App Store.
Damn, son.
Come on, man. All right, now for our guests.
Trapaholics.
Come on, man.
I know you're doing that really good.
Damn, son.
Damn, son. You've seen her music. You've seen her podcast. This girl is taking over the world. You guys have requested her like crazy. I'm not even joking. Every single video that we drop, her name is in the captions, in the comments. We see it. Since we started, her name has been requested. And guess what, baby? We came to deliver for y'all. Please help me welcome the talented, the beautiful SnowthaProduct.
Oh, thank you.
What an intro.
I know. Wow. That was really
that
good.
That was my first time ever doing the intro. I've never been allowed to. I've been in a little cage and they say, no intro for you.
Shut up. Oh my God.
Shut your mouth. Just keep the cage. No intro for you, motherfucker.
You, seriously?
That was my first time ever doing it.
Oh my God, you did so good.
He's also.
But I also feel like you're making up for the fact you didn't know I made music.
Huh? I know you make music.
Yeah, right. Let's not tell that story.
What are we talking about? right now?
Let's not tell that story.
but we're gonna have a beer together because of that story. And honestly,
Yes.
I think the best stories ever happened when little funny little silly stuff. We met at a Pepe Aguilar fucking jaripeo. Wait, can I cuss?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Fuck yeah.
Oh my God, no.
Can we
But
talk
thank
about
you
it?
guys. First of all, thank you guys so much for and yes, people always tell me too, like you gotta go to La Platica, and I'm like,
Wow.
You
I
get
told you
those
guys I was
comments too? Okay.
intimidated. I was
Yeah,
so
yeah.
intimidated. I'm
No,
so
I ain't
scared.
even joking.
Yeah,
like
it's insane.
If you just go to any video,
Any
any
pick a
miny
video.
more shit.
Yeah.
It's bring snow. I had a conversation with Josh and I said, I think Snow's paying people to say
Comment.
this.
She got bots on
Wow,
us. She's
I'm
got
dead.
bots on
Like if
us.
you got bots, yeah.
Yeah, no.
No? Wow. It's,
I like how she answers. She's like, no bots.
I'm like, no.
this is honestly a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
But for you guys back at home that have been just honestly requesting her like crazy, you guys have her now.
Yes.
Let's enjoy her.
In the flesh.
Oh my God.
Or our flesh.
Let's go. No,
I'm dead.
no. Thank you so much. Honestly.
Thank you.
Yeah,
No, thank you. Thank you. And you guys, like I said, you guys, this is lovely. Like, and also you guys have such a successful podcast, and like seeing this, I'm like, okay, like I'm getting pointers, right? I'm like, it's definitely a slate,
We
you
got
know,
slates, yeah.
like fucking, I love it. I love what you guys are doing.
Thank
I'm
you
proud
so
of you
much.
guys.
But
Appreciate
this
that.
is new
Of
for
course.
us too. I mean, we literally started like in the little room and stuff like that, facing each other like 2 feet apart and stuff. It's a
That's
progress.
dope.
It's a progress for sure.
That's fucking awesome. I'm proud of you guys. It's good.
And I mean, he doesn't really do the intros, but
I've never done them. What do you mean? I've never done them.
He's really good at what he does. He's good at talking
Yeah.
because he's also a YouTube sensation.
I love that.
Some say.
Yeah.
It's
We
the
love
Josh
YouTube.
Leva. Don't forget the D.
Yeah, and mine's the.
Yeah.
SnowthaProduct.
I might change mine to the.
You
Josh
just,
Right.
you just don't have a sick ass chain.
Yeah, with a
So I started
THA.
finagling mine. I just checking to make sure my neck's not green. I'm like, shit, maybe I should tuck mine.
I'm dead. So, yeah.
We're serious. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Okay, so much appreciation. I feel like we should take a shot.
All right, let's take a shot. But look, before we get into this, look,
My
Snow,
reputation's
Snow,
preceding me right now.
I know. Look, I have some explaining to do, and I feel like I didn't really get to talk to you about this and really justify.
Explain it, because that was embarrassing.
Yes. Okay. So we met at the Pepe Aguilar concert. I'm off on me studying. Now I can't talk.
I like how you say Aguilar.
Yeah, Pepe Aguilar. Pepe Aguilar. Yo soy mexicano orgulloso, so you know, okay? So we met there. You sat in front of us and in front of my mom. We were sitting in the seats, and I saw you come in, and I immediately recognized you. I was like, oh shit, that's Snow, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna lie to you. I swear to God, I got nervous because I've heard about you. I've seen your stuff before. I got put onto you a while ago. You were all in our comments and stuff like that.
you're like in our comments heavy. So me and him look at each other like, oh, this is our perfect time to talk to her.
Yeah,
I
thank
even texted him when you sat down. I was like, dude, Snow is sitting right in front of me. So when I introduced you to my mom and stuff like that, it was really like a nervous moment for me. I was like, shit. So when I asked you that question, I said, Snow, you do music, right? Because even my mom was like, wait, who is she? Like, what does she do?
Yeah.
And then I told my mom, she does music, she does a podcast, all this stuff. And then I just started second guessing myself. I started forgetting who I was. I started forgetting my own name.
I feel that. I
Yeah,
feel that.
yeah.
I feel that heavy. I joke, and you know that's very like Latino and like Mexican of me to like joke with that stuff, because also that's our only interaction was that like moment where we're just like, and also I mean I was even thinking that too. I'm like, what energy did I give? Like, you know, like if you were sitting there and then like I walked in and I sat down, like do I like look like a crackhead, or like what's the energy I when I sat down?
You're glowing. There's you have a
Shut up.
You have
You're
a
like,
right
yes.
like
Sure.
an aura.
I'll give her that.
Shut up.
All of
Oh,
that.
shit, you know?
All of that. But she does have an intimidating factor to her.
For sure.
I'm not gonna say she don't.
For sure.
What is it?
It's like you have a star presence.
Of a mean face?
No. You just have.
That's fucked up.
No. It's not a mean face. It's not a mean face. I think
Like,
it was
what is
more
it?
I don't want to say serious, but there's an intimidation factor to you. I don't know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think you come across very confident, which I'm assuming you are.
No.
I feel like you are.
That's the insecurity. Like I have to put the
Coming
shell
out.
on. Yeah.
No, it doesn't seem like it. And I feel like you have like your fashion on. It feels like when I look at Snow, she knows exactly who she is, and that's intimidating because I don't know who I am. You know what I'm saying?
I don't either. We relate on that. Well, cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers, because that's yeah. I think that all goes back
Click.
down. Cheers, click. Yeah, I'm like,
click. Yeah,
Click.
So yeah, there's my
Damn.
story.
I appreciate the fuck out of that. No, I feel like como todos, like I have mad insecurities and shit, and that's probably where some of the masking and over like, you know, trying to fit the part comes from, is because, you know, no, we were like, well, I was raised in a big family where like they just make fun of you, and it's like, you know, and then also like being queer before it was like cool to do it, like it there's so many layers to why I've been like kind of insecure. So now whenever I hear people talk about me, I'm just like, what makes me scary? Like, I want to know, because so many people are like, you're intimidating, or like, I thought you were gonna be different, and I'm just like, fuck, like, what is it?
I didn't think she was scary. You know what I like about you? I love your wet, textured, loose curls.
You do hair, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured.
Because I sometimes do my hair like that too. I was gonna ask you what kind of products you wear.
Yeah, different stuff, honestly. But
that's kind of like your signature look, low key, right? I always see you like.
I like it.
Me too. Like wet, loose curls.
It's ADHD that makes me, or I don't know what part of any spectrum, but I feel like when I like something, I like go in. And I was talking about this before. Like I hyper focus on something. So like if I like this, like I bought it in every color, and that's all I'm wearing. Or like when I'm traveling, like I eat the same exact thing.
Oh, really?
In each city though, like so
a creature to habit. Like you just like whenever you find something, you just stick to it.
But like only it, like for example, if I'm in a particular city, like. And I like something, like that's all I'm eating. But then next trip, like I'm eating something else somewhere else. Like I don't know, it's just weird.
Yeah.
I would like to know what, I'm like, I need to be studied, because I don't know what the fuck this is.
But I want to go back into like this whole idea of like why you're surprised that people are intimidated by you. Because on my way over here, I was bumping your music. I was getting into it. I swear to God. And you rap with so much confidence. You just know yourself so well. And I think it's interesting how you said like maybe that's just like, correct me if I'm wrong, you said like it's like a mask, almost like a protection.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I think that's what people see. But then I think when they get to see you in this element, they get to see Snow for what's your real name?
This is Claudia. This is Claudia.
Yeah, this is Claudia. They get to see Claudia.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I think I've been rapping for a long time. So prior to TikTok and being able to just Google and go on YouTube and watch all these, I'm acting like I'm prehistoric, but I'm saying like prior to being able to just like go on mental health talk and like see what the fuck it is. I didn't know what I was doing, but when I invented SnowthaProduct, I was masking and trying to just become this alter ego, because I wanted that to be who people saw, because that's not who I was, So it's like I wanted to seem tougher and big. And that's also a lot of times when you meet some of the toughest cholos and shit, and you really start talking and they start talking about like their family and my jefita and everything. And you're like, okay, so you're acting tough because you had to, because the streets did that to you, because you have to protect yourself. And that's the same thing that I feel like, I did. And I think it's bit me in the ass a little bit, because I think now it makes me, now that I've grown and I understand where everything came from, and I'm trying to just be a little bit more open and like softer with everything, people still perceive that. And so now I'm going through this whole like transition and kind of teaching people about like, the duality that is whatever the fuck I invented for myself.
Well, I mean, I think you're human. I think a lot of people go through that. Even like myself, like so before I got into social media, I was pretty insecure, I would say, right? And then I built my confidence through social media because of this character I developed, right? And I also think that character I was creating like bled into who I was as a person. So would you say you kind of had that similar, has it like helped Claudia become more confident?
No,
right?
yes, absolutely.
Like almost faking it till you make it has like become real.
No, it has, and I've changed. I don't
mean fake. I don't mean like you're.
But I completely agree. And on my podcast, like and I'm sure you guys too. You guys talk to different people, like influencers, artists, different people, and everybody. It seems like that is the thing that kind of we all can agree on is the more like insecure. Sometimes I think in Spanish, so I'm like thinking like cohibido, like cuando la gente es como más como, we invent that because we want to become that person, and eventually they kind of like just become the same. They're intertwined or whatever. But I could tell like I become more SnowthaProduct and confident maybe if I'm like drinking, one, two, if somebody tries to push me down, that's when I come out and go, wait, hold on, because I'm protecting the child that was pushed down for so long, you know? So then that's when I could come out and be like, fuck you, you know what I mean? But before that, like if I come into a room, like I'm not trying to do that, you know what I mean? Like I see that as a weakness. Like the fact that you can get me out of my character, like I don't like that. I don't like to get to that point, but when I do, then I'm like, fuck, like, you know?
Get you out of your character? What do you mean? Like in the Snow character or in the Cloudy character? Like
no, like I don't like when people, when things kind of go wrong. Like for example, if I was to like get in a fight, like I'm not proud of that type of shit. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like it's like, I should be better than to be going tit for tat with somebody. But you know, sometimes it fucking happens and you're just like,
and sometimes you got to.
And people think you're proud of yourself. Like people are like, oh yeah, she probably wants to do. And I'm like, no, the fuck I don't. Like this is It's ghetto.
Well, I kind of like that I've seen and met both sides now, because
Thank
now you
you.
seem super relatable to me.
Thank you.
Like, so to me, like, that's so sweet of you to, have both sides.
Yeah, and
know?
I think we all do.
We all
duality
do.
exists within not just the tough and the soft, but it's more also like, female, masculine, feminine. Like, I feel like now the more that we educate, like, even our family members on that, because I grew up and it was a big problem that I dressed more tomboy. So it just was like a lot of nicknames being called, and my brother was a lot softer. Like, so everybody was like, he's gay, and it's like, my brother's not gay, and if he was, it wouldn't be a problem, but he's not,
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'm the gay one. No, but I think duality is beautiful, and I think we should promote that a lot more within our community.
For sure. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I was gonna say no, but yeah, I do think it's cool that you show both, because I've met people who have like a figure on social media, and when I meet them, they try to keep it.
Yeah.
And I can see that it's forced.
Oh yeah.
Right? And I can see that it's forced, and I'm like, just be yourself.
Yeah.
Because I can become somebody, and normally, like, thank God having a podcast expresses us to be who we are all the time.
Yeah.
Right? But there's other people who I see online, and then they come talk. I'm like, bro, just I want to shake them and be like, bro, nomás háblame normal, bro.
You don't have to do this.
Yeah, and I don't have to do, and
life isn't this hard.
And with you, it's just like, oh my God.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah. Yeah. I tried dating somebody recently that is that type of person, and I wanted to do that too. I was like, you could just be like, just chill, like, just
it's
talk.
Way more, it's way more beautiful and sexier and hotter and better if you just be yourself.
I'm trying to experience like who you really are, and like there's this thing, but like I said, like we all.
But to each their own, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like also
and I'm a Cancer, so you should expect that from like a crab. You got the hard shell, and then you got the soft little meat in the. Everybody loves to eat crab, right?
I love crab.
Yeah, exactly.
I love crab.
Exactly.
Bring some?
Did I bring some crab?
Yeah.
Different kind of crab.
Where did that?
Whoa.
Hold on, that got crazy.
You still haven't talked about like what you actually told her at the concert.
I did.
Yeah, you did.
You did?
I said hi
did
to
I miss
her.
that? Oh,
I
well,
thought
was
you were
pouring
gonna
the
say,
shot.
I thought you were gonna be like, you still haven't talked about the crab situation or something. I'm like,
I
yo,
love
this
crabs,
is crazy. Okay, all right.
Oh,
Okay.
you did. Sorry, I must have been pouring a shot while you said it.
Yeah.
No,
But
that
it's
was
funny because like we had the moment, and then where you say something stupid, and then all you can think about. I had this incredible artist performing in front of me, and I couldn't even fucking appreciate it because I was like, I just asked SnowthaProduct, who's built her whole career off music. Hey, you do music, girl?
Yeah, and then
you know how to sing on a mic.
We met up.
This thing right here.
We ever gonna get some music from
Mic
you?
check, 1, 2, 1,
Right
2.
after he told you that, we met up because then we went to the restroom, and he told me the story, and I looked at him. I had to literally like I stopped peeing.
Oh my
and
God.
I was like,
You guys talk while you pee?
Yeah, I was like,
yeah.
I was like, we were like this, like,
Well, the
bro, what
stalls.
is it? Like in the stalls,
That's
we chose to be
awesome.
right next to each other in the
like
stall too. It's
was,
normal.
He was like peeing,
Yeah.
and his like pee stopped. He was like, wait, what? Like he was able to stop it. How
I love
shocked he
how
was.
And then I was like,
Where
you
you are.
just fucked that up for us. You know
I'm
that, right?
dead.
You just fucked it up for me and everybody else that wants snow on.
No.
And then I went back to my seat, and then Snow turned around. I'm like, here I go. I'm about to get it, dude. And then she goes, hey, do you want me to buy you a beer? I'm going to go get one. Would you like one? And literally bought me a beer.
Wow. Yeah. So we're good.
See? Yeah, you're good. And I'm not a fucking asshole.
No,
Like,
of course not.
No, that didn't fuck it up at all.
Speaking about Pepe Aguilar.
Yesterday, somebody said something, and they just apologized to me through DM because somebody said, I don't know what the fuck they said. I think they meant like it was surreal, but they said it in such a weird way and said something like about my face. But I think they meant good, but I just think they fucked up, and they're just like, I'm so sorry for that. So I'm like, I'm used to it, but it's also very abrupt sometimes. Have you ever had that with fans where like, or somebody just walks up to you and like, they just say something that's just like, what? Like, what the
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
and
Yeah.
you're-
I'm not even going to hide it. There's some people that have come up to me and I'm like, what did you say?
Yeah.
You know? But for the most part, no. But yeah, I've had people that they say just random and weird things.
Yeah. I
And
always get you're shorter than I thought. Which is fine. I don't
but
have a
that's
problem
rude.
with my
Does that-
height.
does that,
like,
but it's
offend
just
you?
like,
It's rude.
no,
It's
it's
kind of,
not.
like,
It's just more on
unnecessary.
just some like
There's a million things that you can say.
everything.
And
Everything.
when somebody says, "Oh, you're shorter than I thought,"
yeah, you're
It's
just,
just
like,
like-
that's what you're leading with?
like, but then I give them the benefit of the doubt, and I'm like, maybe they got nervous or whatever.
That's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
But
yeah.
this is a perfect opportunity for us to teach people. Like, it doesn't matter if you're a fan or not. Just don't tell people, like, don't say
Just
that.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
it's,
or like,
it's
you
almost
gained
like
weight.
it's a little
And
less
like-
than saying like, are you pregnant? You know,
Yeah.
it's a little
Yeah.
less than that, but still the same. It's like there's so many things that you can say other than that.
Or walking up to people just filming them. It's like or even secretly filming. I think
Yeah.
sometimes people forget, like that's why I think maybe I been letting people know more, like, bro, I'm a human being. Like, come up to me, high five me, talk to me, hug me, fucking whatever you want. But sometimes, like, it's just like I'm like a person. Don't say rude things or weird things.
Exactly.
It's like the fuck. But you were saying Pepe. Sorry.
Oh yeah. So speaking about the concert of Pepe Aguilar, which was amazing, we took our moms and I took my wife.
That's
you took your girl.
I took my tia, my son, my brother, and Shavaya, which was a random crossover.
Sick. It was so sick.
Yeah.
I loved it. But anyways,
Beautiful.
I saw on, I think it was a TikTok or one of your reels, you were saying that you drank with Pepe Aguilar and that he outdrank you. Is that true?
On the podcast?
On the podcast.
On the podcast.
It's so bad.
This wasn't somewhere else. This was at the podcast.
But there's a long list of people who have outdrank me. Chiquis did, Jenica did, Pepe Aguilar did, fucking. There's a lot of people that have
Can
really
you drink or are you a lightweight?
I think I'm, as much as people think that I probably drink, I do think que me afecta y me pega, and then I'm just kind of like, I'm good. But no, Pepe, come on, dude. He was, I didn't even expect to drink. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
I literally was like so nervous for my Pepe Aguilar,
Really?
coming into the podcast. I'm like, what the fuck is he coming? Like, he's coming to my house, like
did
my
you expect
stupid
how
podcast.
tall he was?
I had heard, so I was like,
What is he,
I
6'4"?
knew,
Bro, he's huge,
yeah, dude, he
bro.
should have played ball, dude. What the fuck? Yeah. But and also just like, shows up in the big black truck and like all this driver and like all this stuff. So to me, I'm just like, oh my god, like this is a big fucking deal.
I mean, it is. It's fucking Pepe, bro.
But I walked in by my chickens and shit. Like that was so fucking dumb.
you
Like,
walked in
I should have like made a new entrance for him to walk in. Like I just was like, we're walking by my chickens, and I'm like, all right, like fucking, all right, let's go this way.
He
And
probably
I
loved
feel like he
that.
appreciated that.
Yeah. But and then his dog peed on mine, and it was just fucking crazy.
Oh, he
But
brought his dog too?
yeah,
Wow, cool.
like it was cool. But I didn't expect to drink because I remember that his publicist said, like, he's very serious, like blah blah. So I was like really scared. And then when he gets there, I was like, I'm so sorry. I made like a stupid mistake, and I was like, I'm sorry. Before we start, I was like, I'm just hungover. Like I'm gonna start with a michelada. He was like, I'm hungover too. I was like, my kind of people. I was like, do you want to drink? And he was like, yeah. And then that's when it fucking started. 3 hours later, bro. 3 hours of drinking. I can't believe era tan cool. Like he was so normal, so
Every
cool.
interview I've seen of Pepe Aguilar, he's shooting the shit.
Yeah.
He's so cool.
He's so good at speaking Spanish, obviously, and English.
Yeah.
So good.
And he shoots the shit so well.
Yeah.
So it's
because even
And then from there we went to dinner and then fucking kept drinking.
Wow.
And that's why. And then like, his daughter shows up, Angela, and obviously everybody's just like, what the fuck? So
Dude,
it's
this
just
is incredible.
you guys went to dinner. You went to dinner with Pepe Aguilar.
Bro, like after the podcast, because his publicist left, like she was like, okay, we gotta cut it short, like blah blah blah. And he was like, we good. And then we just kept going and go to dinner and fucking chill. And I was like,
You're joking.
And then his daughter rolls up.
like fucking, I'm like sitting there just surreal, but I don't want to like be the one that says no to the drink, so I'm going.
What? You can't.
And I'm just,
in the presence
I
of
looked at myself in the
royalty.
mirror and was like, bitch, you fucking toughen up. Like this is your moment to like be a good drinker.
Yeah.
And
Where
I
did
was
you
like,
guys go to? Where'd you guys go to eat? If you don't mind me asking.
fuck if I know. I fucking don't remember. They told me hop in their car. I was like,
Oh,
this
no
fucking
way.
lit. Can you
And
imagine?
you just went by yourself?
No. Well, a couple of my friends went with me, but it
cool.
was just like very like, ooh, they met us there. But it was very like, just surreal, the whole thing, Next thing I
Wow.
know, I'm eating like,
Did you tell your family about your experience?
of course, like
And
my
what'd they
mom.
say?
Because a lot of my family, they weren't very proud of my decision with like rap or like
Sure.
tattoos or like
Yeah, but
most
now they see
things.
you with Pepe Aguilar, and it's like tables have turned.
I don't have a
honey.
relationship with my dad, and he hit me up, and he was just
You're
like, I
lying.
can't believe it.
No way.
Yeah, and my dad comes from rancheras and
Yeah.
Yeah,
mariachi,
of course.
Yeah.
so it was cool. I don't know. And then there's even more stuff that's planned now that I'm just like, I can't believe it because I'm not a part. Like, you know what I mean? You guys are like dead ass. Like, you guys have sponsors and shit. Like, I've never, you know what I mean? Like, so it's just like, this is pretty cool. Like, I
I would consider you a legit.
Yeah, me
podcaster.
too.
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, I would
100%.
consider you competition, honestly.
oh my God.
Yeah,
We
you
should
coming after
fucking-
us.
That's crazy. No, we should have a pact. Like we should just
should.
like like we
A
should be like,
bond.
all right, yeah,
like
like
Power
we,
Rangers shit.
like
A
we,
union?
yeah, union,
Yeah,
a podcasters union. That'd be good.
And
I
it,
like
it,
that.
it can just start just us.
Yeah.
And then whoever wants to come on in,
Yeah.
we'll just charge a fat fee.
Yeah, we beat them up.
We'll just jump up for 13 seconds.
We straight you have to jump people into our podcast union. This sounds like a gang now.
It is a
See, that's
gang.
why we can't have good things. We just started a gang in 3 seconds right now.
Oh
That's
my
crazy.
gosh. So we wanted to know, Snow, what's your what to bump? What are you bumping in your car? What's your playlist right now? You can give us like 5 songs and your essentials.
Okay.
What is that?
I listen to the same stuff every
What is
fucking
that?
day. 90s R&B.
No way.
Really?
Yeah, like 90s R&B, Bryson Tiller.
Shit.
Wow.
Party Next
That
Door.
doesn't completely
Drake.
surprise me. I can see that.
I can see
Yeah.
Bryson Tiller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, remember when he came out with ¿Cómo se llama el album? Fuck, I look like a dumbass. The first album he came out with.
Trap Soul? No, that
Oh
was
my
was that
God.
the first one or
I
the
don't
second
know.
one or whatever?
First, Trap Soul made me.
Crazy.
Made
crazy.
me.
Yeah.
Made
Yeah,
me.
that was insane.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah, it had me feeling toxic when I hadn't been yet. I feel like that album, you know, like made me want to go through certain experience that I had never gone through, but I was like, this sounds fucking lit.
I still consider it top 5 album of my life.
Forever.
Yeah.
Forever. The
Have you
Trap
seen him
Soul
live
album?
before? Have you seen him live?
No.
No.
He's incredible.
Really?
Incredible.
That's dope.
Bro, didn't we see him live in Vegas? Or were you there? You weren't there.
No, I wasn't there.
He's
You
like, wrong
You
bitch.
didn't invite me.
Damn.
Yeah, one time we were gonna go see him live in Riverside,
Yeah.
long time ago, but I don't think he ever showed up, or he did. He just refused to do the concert because it was really rowdy.
Wow.
Yeah,
See, and I will say, because like I said, like Drake is in the essentials and everything that I listen to and
Yeah,
stuff.
sure.
But like, as far as like meeting people like that I really listen to that like have created like, you know, like my whatever, I don't want to meet anybody.
Really?
You know what I mean?
Like,
Yeah.
you don't want to meet your heroes type thing? Got
Yeah,
it.
no, like I know better. And I don't want to ruin that for myself.
So, for example, like you wouldn't want to meet Drake.
No, I took a shot with him once, which was random. Like he walks
No
up,
way.
like whatever, and I'm like, we cheers and I took a shot. But that was it. It's not like
Yeah,
I'm like
full conversation,
eager to go
interaction.
meet
Yeah.
people. Yeah, and it has nothing at all to talk shit about anybody.
No,
but it's just
admire
more
from
like
afar.
as a fan.
I get
like
that.
I'm a fan of certain music and certain things. Like you could be, you know, like you can be questionable in your character and still make good music. And if I want to live with that music, then that's on me.
yeah.
I'm not saying that about Drake necessarily, but I'm just saying in general, like, you know,
Yeah.
what was it last night in karaoke? Somebody wanted to sing R. Kelly, and I was like, you know, like, hey, you know, Ignition is a pretty decent song if this is what you want to sing right now. You know?
That's an interesting conversation, like separating the artist from like his personal life. Like it's
Yeah.
kind of like a weird thing, you know, because like that song Ignition, I'm not saying I'm a fan of R. Kelly and what he's done as his person, but that's a good song. It's an incredible song.
Yeah.
And it's almost like you get like people come at you for like saying something like that.
Yeah.
But it's because people just don't want to separate it. They're like, no, this is what it is. It's a one entity. Like
Yeah.
the music and the person is the same shit.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I'm conflicted, and
Me too.
maybe it's the Gemini moon in me that always has that fucking looking at two sides of things. But you know, on one half, it's like, yeah, we don't want to make shitty people famous,
Right.
But on the other half, it's like, you know, art is art, and that if that can spark other kids, like there's some great music out there or like art or whatever, it's inspiring, and that is pretty much humanity, right? Like that's what keeps us going.
Yeah. Do you feel like that only applies to like music and acting? Because I feel like if you got like painting, for example, you saw like a beautiful painting like the Mona Lisa. If we find out who painted the Mona Lisa had the same kind of story as R. Kelly, would we not appreciate the Mona Lisa anymore?
Exactly. Yeah, like you know, I feel like, you know, Frida Kahlo or like different people like that have been known for, like nowadays, if you were to judge them based off TikTok era judgment, that we wouldn't have anybody be famous.
Nobody. Yeah.
Not even Selena, bro. Like if you think about how many people get called no sabo or do all this stuff, like bro,
yeah.
we wouldn't even have Selena. Y'all would have picked her apart a long time ago. But
That's
it's
so
like
true.
we have our heroes because, you know, in the, you know, 90s or 80s or 60s, whatever, people just didn't have that
Damn, I've never thought about
that access. And nowadays, you have so much access and so much just being able to pick shit apart that it's like, okay, but also like, you know, it's kind of a disservice. It's kind of like inventing the microwave. Like you probably thought like, ooh, yay, we get to cook food really quickly. Then, you know, bunch of cancer later, you're like, oh, fuck, we fucked up.
You're an air fryer girly or what?
Yeah, I don't do
You
any
don't
of
cook?
that. I don't cook.
You,
No.
you a Postmates girly?
No, I'm a hire my tia as, and she cooks, bro,
Even
like
better.
everything,
Lucky.
bro.
Even
Yeah,
better.
like
Wow.
Wow.
yeah.
That's
Well,
awesome.
I also got lucky that she used to take care of some old people, and like that wasn't, you know, working out, and I was like, take care of me. I was like, please. So I'm like, I'll be old people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, I don't need to change my diaper. I just need you if you can help me, please, because I need a mom.
So she lives with you.
Yeah.
cool.
Well, my ranch has like little properties on it, so it's like
You have a
7.
ranch.
Yeah, it's like little different houses. So my cousin lives in one, my tia lives in another. I have a studio in another one, the podcast
It's
in
like
another
your own
one.
little metropolis.
Dude, my little if I
I
could
want
buy
to come over. Look, can we come over?
Come over. Come
have
over.
chickens and shit?
Absolutely. Chickens, goats,
Goats
dogs.
too?
Yeah.
Wow, that's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
That's so nice to wake up to that.
Absolutely.
That's probably so like tranquil.
That probably added to my understanding of life.
Yeah.
Because there's so many little, I used to, I grew up with not much. So I used to like anything I had, I wanted to just hold on to it. You know, whether that was objects or people, like I'm just like, please, like don't leave, you know, like I wanted to. And when you have like, you know, fruits and things, you know, you have to prune, you have to cut this, you have to cut that, and you're like, wow, but it's flowers, but you're like, no, but I have to cut this in order for it to do better. And those type of lessons that come from like nature, you really start to be like,
that makes sense. Why you're like the way you are. That makes sense.
Like the way I am.
Yeah, which is good. It's a good thing. Yeah. It's like just, I don't know. I can see you being a very spiritual / like very into like how can I say it?
I don't know. Don't look at me.
I'm the same way.
It does make sense though, right?
Like you're very like one with yourself, and you know, I don't feel like you're somebody who, I don't know. You know what's important in life.
I think so. Right? Yeah. Cool. I think life will beat you up into knowing.
You get out of the hole, bro.
Stupid ass.
You ever start a sentence and not know where you're going with it?
Yeah,
but sometimes 100%. You're a vessel, bro. Sometimes it's just coming from above. That's and you're true. Saying what you're saying, and you just fucking, you know, whatever. Yeah.
That's why I'm like you. Because he's sometimes like, Because I start talking about like, bro, we don't exist, bro.
Straight up.
We're just fucking voices, but we don't really know who we really are.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that random shroom trip I did when I was 19, like this is what I am. I'm just here, like, you know.
I like that. We should get into a little bit of that after this commercial break, if you don't mind.
No, of course.
We can do another shot. Conversation is going great.
I'm like, I still got
mine too.
You gotta drink that shit.
Not you being another person that outdrinks me. I should start the list on my wall and just be like, here's all the people.
Or a kill list. Remember, like on what's that one movie? Billy Madison, where the guy just like. Anyways, we'll be right back.
Let's do it, baby.
We have SnowthaProduct on, everybody.
Hey, come on, y'all. Let's make some noise, baby. Woo!
This video is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Yo, could you believe we're already halfway through the year, bro?
It's insane. I mean, it was just my birthday, and every time my birthday comes around the corner, I'm like, God damn.
Yeah. But honestly, when the year goes by fast like that, and literally, like I said, halfway through the year, it's important to take a moment, reflect, you know, take a beat and just, focus on gratitude. Focus on the wins that you have in your life. You know what I mean?
That's something that I actually been focusing on myself. I mean, like I said, it was just my birthday, and I just really like paused everything that was going around me, and I just really reflected on what we've done, what I want to do, and not only just work-wise, but just like what's in my head as
like
well.
That, bro.
Like you know, like mentally, if I'm good, what do I need? What do I need to do?
That's when our sponsor comes into play perfectly. Therapy can help you, you know, talk to somebody to really to help you reflect on your life and just really help you like set goals in place for your mental health.
And simply just to remind you.
Exactly.
Because we tend to forget.
Exactly. So if you guys thinking about starting therapy, we highly suggest you guys give BetterHelp a try.
It's entirely online, convenient, and flexible to our schedules.
All you have to do is fill out a brief questionnaire and you will be paired up with a licensed therapist. And the best part about BetterHelp is if you're not happy with your therapist for whatever reason, you can switch at any time, no cost.
That's my favorite part.
That's my favorite part too.
Visit betterhelp.com/platica today to get 10% off your first month.
That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/platica. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of this week's episode. It's a fun one, isn't it?
And remember, take some time, pause, reflect, have gratitude with what you've done, and enjoy your family.
Take a moment to focus on you. Man,
we back.
Do you need me to start pushing the buttons now too?
Did you hear the slate?
I'll do intro and I'll push the button.
Damn.
I can't even imagine the comments now.
Shit, let Josh put the button.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm in the middle of right now, guys. It's making me nervous.
Awesome beef.
Like, Mom, Dad.
Should I pour up another shot? Maybe the last one, or it's up to you guys.
Last one, yeah. Because if you keep going,
it's gonna be bad news,
I'll be like, and then no, I'm joking.
Yeah, I'll pour them up.
As long as we end up singing Chente or something,
that would be nice, actually.
Right, exactly.
Actually, before I pour up the shots, I had a question.
Okay.
Do you always have? Because I saw somebody was touching you up on the makeup. But normally, I always, because I'm married to this beautiful beauty influencer.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is I Love Sarai. So I kind of I know what good music, good makeup looks like, and your makeup is good.
Thank you.
Do you know how to do your own makeup, or do you always have somebody doing your makeup?
I did my own makeup today.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. She's just touching you up, just as some homies.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh wow, who
Because
taught
usually I go places with like my brother, but today, like I said, we were editing this music
Got
video
it.
that drops tomorrow, so my brother didn't come.
Oh, okay.
Not that my brother touches up my makeup.
Yeah.
But he's normally with you.
But because he knows, he'll like look in the camera and be like,
Yeah.
"You look shiny," and then I'll fucking do it.
Because I say this for the girly pops, because a lot of people.
I'm Daddy Girly Pop, by the way.
Daddy girly pop.
Yes.
Oh, okay, I like that.
You
Okay, so for the girly pops back at home, they for sure want to know about the daddy girly pop.
Oy.
If who taught you how to do your makeup? Is this something that you've always known? Because honestly,
Mistakes, errors.
If you walk by like the street, honestly, if nobody knew who you were, I would think you beauty influencer.
Oh my god, that's
Right?
so sweet.
Right?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
He's like, not me, but okay. No,
I wouldn't automatically go beauty influencer. I'd go artist. That would be my
Well,
first
yeah,
name.
but like
No,
you
just
know,
a beauty influencer.
No, yeah,
I get
know
tattoo
that.
artists a lot
Yeah,
too. People
yeah,
be
I
like,
think
"Do you do
artists.
tattoos?"
That
I'm
too.
like,
Yeah,
no.
you just an influencer in every category.
No, I don't know. I made mistakes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I overplucked the eyebrows. I made the eyeshadow look crazy. Like I've done a lot of. I know that I stick to my same thing. I always that's
Sure.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
Is that I always do the same eyeliner. I've worn the same lip liner since my lip liner is from CVS or like Walmart. Like it's always been the same exact thing to the point where my fans literally will buy it. Because it's sometimes hard to find, and they'll just like whenever they see it, they'll buy it and like think of me and give it to me, because they're like, "Here, bitch," and I'm like, "Thank you." But yeah, I just stick to the same
bro.
exact thing,
Yeah.
always.
Yeah.
So that's why it's good.
You were kind of saying that earlier too. Like you just like have a thing and you just stick with it.
I like safe.
Yeah.
I like what I know. You know what I mean?
Smart.
Yeah, exactly. But if I do get my makeup done, Lilo does my makeup, and
okay.
like for example, music videos, or sometimes. Just, I don't know, it's nice to be able to sit back and maybe I'm going through emails and I'm getting my makeup done. Like that's more of a like, I feel, there's been times that I've shown up to a music video, maybe it's a collab, and like the girl has like her whole team and all these things, and I'm just like in a corner in a makeup, like a random thing, just doing my makeup. So like maybe the image, maybe I should like try to like live up to it, because people only respect you as much as you actually like.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That like you show out for, like you gotta almost like create that, like you gotta have the car, the watches, all that stuff, and then people start like being like, oh, this person's legit.
Oh, absolutely. I didn't get chains until it was like, because I'm independent, I would show up places and people are just like thinking I'm just like this struggling independent artist, which is fine. Like that's cool. But also like they wouldn't give me the respect. They would just think I'm struggling and like I want to be signed. And I'm like, no, I'm doing good for myself. I'm happy to be independent. I'm doing this because
By choice.
yeah, exactly. So sometimes, you have to
Put out the
which sucks because it's not real. You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But
My bad. Yeah, I just asked because I know
Business.
everybody back at home is probably wondering.
yeah, no, just do the
Because
same
every time I
fucking
see
thing.
you like on
Just do the same thing all
YouTube
the
or
time.
on Instagram or on TikTok, you're pretty glammed up.
Thank you. Yeah, that's
which is cool.
again insecurities. I wear makeup because I'm like, let's put something on this face. But other than that, I'm like, I don't fucking know.
Well, cheers to you calling
I still
Daddy
pretty much
Girly
that.
Pops.
Daddy girl.
Right, Daddy Girly Pop.
Cheers. You mentioned that
cheers.
you're
We're the
editing-
boily pops.
Yeah, we're the boy
Hey.
pops. That's true.
We're the boily pops.
That you are working on a video that's gonna come out tomorrow, which has already come out by the time this comes out.
By the time this, yeah.
What is the music video?
So here's the thing. I'm going on tour, and I've always toured no matter what. Like I've like that's been my bread and butter my whole life, right? And that's where I get to really connect with the fans and shit.
Yeah.
But the breathing was crazy in the mic.
you
I hope you guys
struggling
leave
over
it there. He was like, like, oh my god.
That one didn't go.
You're like those
Se
guys
fue
in the
por
gym
otro
that like
hoyo.
make mad noises.
I'm definitely not. Oh, I can't stand those guys.
Yeah, that's you.
I'm sorry. I struggle.
Like, you're like, oh, okay.
What I mean, I'm a boily pop.
I'm just joking. No, but what were we talking about?
Sorry.
The music video.
Yeah.
Touring, and that's your bread and butter.
So I announced tour.
Yeah.
And then I realized like I haven't dropped enough music. So I told my fans, I'm like, I'll drop weekly. And because we
wow.
shoot my own videos and stuff,
Yeah.
like we could just fucking do that.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I'll just drop weekly, make music videos and everything. So we're just like kind of getting in a stride where it's like, okay, Tuesdays you watch me on the podcast, Fridays I drop music. Like
Yo, that's
it
insane.
seems,
That's
like,
so
why
cool.
not?
Yeah, I love
crazy.
that. I love when people know how to create their own content. That's such a great skill to have, especially in like the world that we live in now.
Yeah.
Like even with like I own a business and like I shoot like probably 80 to 90% of my own content. Like
Yeah.
if we need a video, we need a photo, whatever it is,
Yeah.
we can do it and we're gonna do it amazingly. Just
Yeah.
like I'm sure all your videos
Same.
have been
Yo, no, yeah.
incredible. Yeah.
Thank
yeah.
you.
So I think it's such a dope skill to have.
It's my brother and I, like, you know, I set out a couple things in my life that at least I wanted, you know.
Yeah.
I wanted to always be able to work with my brother. You know, that's my fucking heart.
awesome.
I
Yeah.
love him. And I wanted to just be able to vary in a family, you know, dynamic, work together. My cousin, he does the merch, and everybody does
wow.
everything, but it's like in my ranch, like it's like I know that my cousin's definitely always gonna make sure he handles merch and some of the content. My brother's gonna handle content and, you know, fucking whatever the fuck else, he fixes everything. And you know, I'm gonna do a little bit of everything, including the songs.
Yeah.
And then my producer, who at this point is like a fucking brother to me, I've known him 20 years damn near, you know, produces and, you know, takes the mail to the PO box, and we all are
It's all
a very
in-house.
it's a little fucking community, dude, and I
Yeah.
love that.
You don't gotta
because
wait for nobody.
nobody, and also I get to be home with my son, you know, because my son is 99% of the time with me.
Yeah.
Everything is handled by me for my son's life, so it's very much about I really value, you know, family, and I don't want to regret not being around my son's life or any of my family's life. So that's all it's about, you know.
That's amazing.
I don't know what the fuck I watched that made me so true. I guess it's my grandma's death, and like, imagine I get all deep right now. But no, like I've
okay.
lost people in my life. Obviously when they passed, it was so traumatic that it made me just realize how important it is to just like fucking, I want to just be with those people at all times. So
And appreciate the important things in life.
Absolutely,
And
dude.
not the things that we think are important, right?
No, dude, like-
Because I always tell Josh too, and I've told a lot of people, like I've gone through a lot of traumatic things in my life. My sister had a brain hemorrhage. My little brother almost passed away in a motorcycle
God.
accident. You know, I had an uncle that died just abruptly. You know what I mean? So like,
sorry to hear that.
no, thank you. And you know, and I'm not saying I'm the only one that goes through it. A lot of people go through it.
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes that happens, and it's just like it really teaches you that, like, you know, Josh is very important to me.
Yeah.
This little bubble that I have with Josh is very important to me.
Yeah.
My wife, and that's all that really matters in my family.
Yeah.
You know, so the fact that you think like that, that's amazing.
Yeah. No, like it just is, it's everything, dude. I there's times, and I think I'm sure people have that perception, right? Because if you go through my stories or whatever, you're gonna watch like, oh, she's in a club, she's here, she's there, she's drinking, she's partying. So people, you know, obviously, yeah, that's the image. Like, I enjoy my life.
but-
So I'm saying I
Of
enjoy my
course,
life
there's no
to
problem with that.
the,
Yeah.
but the other,
It's not
like the
all
when I'm not
who
in
you
the
are.
club at fucking 2 a.m., I'm the majority of the fucking time with my son, with my chickens,
Yeah.
with my goats, with my life. Like, you know what I mean? I'm doing normal shit.
And it's the shit you're not posting too.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't want to, you know, but at the same time, it's just like having that duality is very fucking important for me. It's like, you know, enjoy life to the fullest, take those vacations, be out there fucking drinking
you gotta
out
do
in
it.
another country, and then fucking come home and, you know, do what you need
Focus
to do
on
with
what
your
matters.
family.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And if I happen to make money while I'm creating the content and making the music, then so
better.
be it. That's great. And, you know,
so
it seems
cool.
like we figured out life.
Yeah, because you have like a focal point. Like, you know that your family is everything. That's like the driving force of what your life is about. So
Everything.
I feel like when people don't have that, where they don't have that as their focus, your whole life just kind of into shambles and you're being pulled in every direction.
Exactly.
Like, I feel like
Yeah.
that could really fuck you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have to choose who your family is too.
Yeah.
My mom's one of 9. My dad's one of 9. I don't talk to 90% of my family.
Damn, they're each one of 9.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So that's, imagine how many cousins I have, how much family. But at the same time, like, I chose who my people are, and I made my community based on love, support, and wanting each other to do better.
Love that.
And so I walked away from anyone who wasn't that. And that being able to just, you know, create that has made it to where I will do anything for this group of people. And other than that, nobody else fucking matters, you know?
Yeah, and that's true. Like when you do it for your family and stuff, that's always so cool because everything that you do going forward, you have a good head on your shoulders. Because when you don't have anybody, you can be kind of manipulated in ways, and you can start going with other people that want to do this, and then other people, and you start getting lost.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Yeah. When you're trying to be cool, people will always pull you in different directions because they'll just tell you what's cool and then you want to go with them. But it's like, no, dude, focus on the core values, focus on like what's really fucking important. And that's, you know, is that about good nights and bad mornings?
Yeah,
I'm dead.
We wanted to ask
That's
you.
funny. No, but yeah, that's what fucking matters. I'm sorry that I'm getting all like.
No, I like this. I like this.
No, this is what it's all about.
So you said that you started as like an independent artist, which most people do, right? Or unless, right? Like most people start. Did you do that for a while? Were you independent for a while?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I sold CDs on the street, by the swap meet, fucking anywhere that people would listen, in San Diego, in the Bay, and in Texas. And I would just, you know, like people didn't believe that I could rap, so they'd be like, you're Mexican, like I already know what you sound like, and they didn't want to, like, they thought I sounded like a Chicano rap or something, or I was gonna talk about something, and I was like, all right, bet, I'll like rap for you, and if you like it, buy my CD, it's $5, you know, whatever. And so I would go every fucking day and just be rapping for people, and people would be like, no, you're good, I'm not gonna buy you, but like you are good, keep going. And I'm just like, man, fuck you, dude. So when I found the internet, that's when it kind of like was like, okay, bet, like it's easier to send out links than it is to fucking do this. Because I would cry, dude. I felt like I was like, damn, I'm a bum, dude. Like nobody cares. And then little by little, like,
that makes me sad.
I know, sorry. I'm a bummer, dude. What the fuck?
I can't even imagine like you going out, you know, like struggle. Just, like, but that's, you had to go through that though, you know what I mean?
It made me appreciate that much more earning it. Cause now I've tried to help artists that, you know, I try to help them and put them on or whatever. Yeah. And then I see how, I'm like, oh, you have to go through what I went through. Like, you can't cut corners, because if you do, you're not going to see how much this shit, how beautiful it is to be able to have even however many people, you know, like supporting you. Like, you earn it the real way. I value them. So when I hug my fans, or whenever I like really fuck with them, the real fans, by the way, not just someone who saw me on TikTok and doesn't give a fuck about me and, you know, will believe drama or whatever. Real fans, bro, I fucking love them. Like,
it's crazy
I'm like,
you can tell those people.
You can tell, you feel it, dude. It's a real, like, you know, you feel the vibes. But yeah, like fans, I appreciate everything I fucking have, because it was so hard to get. And it was something that, like, you know, my family didn't think I was ever going to be able to do, but we're living good.
Yeah.
How did getting signed like change your career, and like how did that impact you in any way?
Dude, I had a baby, and I had $20 in the bank, and then I got signed, and I magically had money in the bank. Damn. Like, you know what I mean?
It's so, like that, huh?
Yeah. So like I appreciate my time at a major label. Wow. Like, and at that time they weren't signing Mexican American female rappers. Like it wasn't the reggaeton era. It wasn't, you know? So I appreciate what they were able to do for me. Unfortunately, it was a very bad time for artists like myself. It wasn't, you know, Bad Bunny didn't exist. Karol G didn't. All these people that have now proven it can happen. So they were just like, and I got signed on pop. You know, yeah. So I didn't get signed as a rapper. Like, they wanted to make me like a pop. They didn't know how
to use your talent.
Exactly. So it's like, I'm signed on pop, but the rap people knew about me in the label, but they couldn't touch me because pop was like, they have departments. Yeah. So it just was I was lost in the shuffle. Damn. And, you know, and then when I went independent, I was able to at least just be like, okay, let me.
Do you have music inspirations? Like artists who inspired you?
Yeah.
Or even still?
Yeah, Gloria Trevi, fucking Juan Gabriel, any great songwriters I feel like are amazing, like Marco Antonio Solis, you know, like my grandpa was a mariachi, so a lot of like bolero, rancheras, like all that type of music really. But also I grew up listening to El General and Celia Cruz and all that. Yeah. So sometimes within the community, whenever people,
that's
when people are like in the community that are just like, oh, like it's so colorist and everything, and it's like, I understand, because it is. But like, at least for me, like the music was always like very influenced by like different, you know, Caribbean like music and everything. So it just was normal for me to get into hip hop. I was just like, this is my fucking vibe. Like, I'm trying to dance. Yeah. And now that reggaeton is popping, I'm like, hey, it's lit.
Did you do pop? Did you when you were doing in that little category?
You're laughing at me doing pop is crazy. Right, that's insane.
No,
He's like, could you even fucking do pop?
I'm just curious.
Do you think you're Katy Perry?
Mean that.
I'm dead. I see what you mean. What sign are you?
What am I? I'm a Capricorn.
Cap.
And what are you?
Gemini.
Hijo de su pinche madre. No, I knew it. I felt it.
Hijo de su chingada madre because of him. No, because
we was vibing because of my Gemini moon. I was just like, damn, we're Capricorn. Capricorn rising, so that's good.
Oh, really?
You work hard.
I'm a full Cap. Like
you.
Cap everything, whatever, all those things you
said. That's awesome. You work very hard.
Are you really? Are you really at the full?
That's what
whatever that means.
Yeah, that's dope. Like because I feel like that's what saves me. Capricorn rising is why I'm a hard worker.
That's when you're a Capricorn rising, Gemini moon, and
Cancer
then Cancer sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just speaking with Jess, and I was like, is Gemini season? Like, did it start already? Because my birthday is in
Yeah, it's been started now.
next Wednesday.
2 more days.
What
Oh, Tuesday.
when is it?
So it just started 2 days ago, Gemini season.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. No,
It's
I mean,
my week, bitch.
It is your week.
I'm dead. Yeah. I mean, you know,
What do you think about Geminis?
my dad's a Gemini. I fucking hate him. Sorry. Oh my God, that's crazy. Sorry, but that's crazy.
that.
My dad's gonna.
Did you
Sorry.
hear? Did you hear?
Damn. No, I don't mean. Okay.
I get
I'm sure
both
it's
hit
not
and
a
miss.
sign. I'm sure it's what, you know, I mean, I've had a.
But I don't know my other stuff.
Why do they get bad raps like
What?
Geminis? I feel like they've gotten bad raps.
They do. And like I said, like when if somebody hears like, oh, Gemini moon, ooh, like Cancer and Gemini moon, like, whoa. But it's like, I feel like when you realize that duality is there, then it like, then you work with it. And also sign isn't everything, obviously environment and how you were raised. But yeah, you also have to know what your strengths are. It's like me, like I have ADHD and like I have certain, you know, situations in my brain. And you have to know how to work with it. Me, I spread myself thin, but if I know how to work with my ADHD, it actually works for me.
Yeah,
Same
yeah.
thing with your
That's
sign,
dope.
you know,
That's dope.
if you know yourself and you learn yourself and you heal yourself, then you can work with whatever you are, you know? I don't know.
I think I do that because
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the coolest Gemini that has ever walked this earth.
Okay,
There you
but
go.
this conversation
There's
started.
Kanye West too.
Oh, yeah. Is he a Gemini?
Yeah.
That makes so much sense. I didn't even look
funny.
at you.
Not me, right?
No, not you. But with Kanye, I don't know why. That makes a lot of sense. Dude, I mean, like I was saying earlier, you're one of my favorite humans on the planet. So when people say like you're a Gemini and they
Yeah,
get like a
you don't
bad
get
rap
it.
type thing, yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think,
But-
and by the way, I don't hate my dad because he's a Gemini.
Yeah.
He's a non-accountable person. And it's just one of those things where it's like, it made me very like, have you ever, well, I don't know. I'm sure you guys have a great relationship with your parents, but like with me, when I grew up and became an adult, I looked at my parents and I was just like, would I be friends with you? Like, you know,
Whoa, that's a
Wow.
good question.
That's deep.
like if I didn't know you,
This
do
was
we
this was
even-
young. This was you young.
This is no, I mean, like as I like when I grew
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
you know, and because I had a lot of
Wow.
like I had a childhood wound with my mom because my mom isn't very like affectionate, and she just, you know, my mom, I think she had me, she wasn't ready, she didn't necessarily like want a daughter, so like it made this like me having mommy issues, you know, so but then I really had to like be like, okay, well, and see it from her side, her point of view, and then I had to like really kind of explore and be like, would we be friends? Do we even align? Like, do we like the same things? Like, who are we as people? You know, obviously I love her and will
Yeah,
always
yeah.
respect and you know, but
Dang, that's a crazy ass question to ask yourself.
would you, if you were at a party and
No,
you,
yeah. I mean, damn. I think I would. Yeah, I think I would. I think
at least
I think I
gravitate
would.
towards them?
Yeah, I gravitate towards my mom and my dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
No shade on my dad if you're watching this, but like definitely more my mom. You know?
But and then that happens
He's all
with me.
pissed watching this. Man, fuck this guy.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
He's like,
no, come on.
He's like, I wouldn't be your fucking friend either.
I fucking love my dad. You know,
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Cut that
Yeah.
out, Matt.
I'm dead. No, yeah. Those are all the fucking questions, dude, that as we're growing up, we're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you know, you grow up and when you're young and when you're like early teens, you know, you look at adults and you're like, damn, you're a different type of human being. Like you're like so much above me.
Yeah, like you got it all
Like,
figured out.
Yeah, like you're just different. Like you probably when you were 18 or you're 25, you know, you just fucking made a cocoon and came out of a butterfly,
Yeah.
right? But as you grow older, they're the same.
Yeah. And you
Nobody-
realize,
Yeah, that's trippy,
you
bro.
you
That's
realize
trippy.
that they're just the same people. They just either you got more responsible or you didn't.
yeah, exactly.
That's really it. Cause I look at people like sometimes I have like uncles or acquaintances. I'm like, God damn, you're still a piece of shit.
Oh yeah.
You know, no shade.
Yeah.
Kinda.
That's a lot of shade. No shade, but you're a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, but you look at them and like, you know, you have older friends or like my dad's uncles that they hung out with when I was young, you know, and I would look at them and I'm like, damn, you guys are straight up adults, you know, but then I am your age, you know, later in life. And I look at you guys still, you know, they are still alive. And I'm like, you guys are whack.
Yep.
You guys are
Yeah.
so nadie.
Yeah.
Well, you just realize that not everybody has it figured out. Like,
Yeah,
everybody doesn't have
yeah.
it figured out. That's
Yeah.
like a commonality.
Which is fine. Like if you don't have it figured out, but like you just really like there's no switch that turns on.
Yeah.
Everybody's the same. It's either you just the same or you just really took life serious and you just became really responsible.
Yeah.
But even then, I feel like those people don't have it figured out in all aspects of their life.
Yeah.
And if I can give anybody a piece of advice, like if you don't have it figured out, if you're out there and you're listening and you're young and you don't know, you can't go wrong by trying to be a good person. Like that's it.
Good place
if
to
you
start.
try at least to like know that, okay, these are the general rules of trying to be a good person or having some sort of like moral code, like you at least are okay. But like there's some things that like some of our like family members did that is just like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like some of my uncles, like they would just like smack the kids or like make fun of them or whatever. I'm like, bro, then I grew up and I was like, I'm the age you were when you used to for no reason hit us. I'm like, I don't want to hit your children. Like nothing in me as a human being adult wants to abuse a child. I'm like, but you did, which is weird. And then you didn't even improve from that. Like you're still shitty. Like nothing.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is sometimes they'll look at you like they'll be like, what are you talking about? You're like,
What do you know?
what?
Yeah.
You know?
Or like when I was little, I remember like my mom's friend separated because, you know, the dad found somebody else. And just as simple as that sounds, you're like, oh, she found somebody else as a kid. You know, you're like, oh, she found somebody else. How cool.
Yeah.
But you grow up and you're like, dang, that's fucked up. That's crazy. You know, like I would never, blah, blah, blah.
Straight up.
But just shit like that, like you just really, I mean, life is crazy.
Yeah.
Or
It
the
really-
opposite. Like when I was little, I remember I heard, you know, because my dad ended up living with my mom's best friend at the time. But like they never confirmed anything. It was just some fucking weird ass vibe.
Yeah.
And I remember just at the time just being like, what the fuck? Like all this shit, right?
Yeah.
And then like as I grew up and like I got to know more about like the situation and my mom and my dad and everything, I was a little bit like, okay, you guys, you know, I don't know. I was at least a little bit more understanding of like how things could have like happened because we think it happened in this amount of time, but really it's like it was this amount of time and you're like, I don't fucking know.
And
like,
you say about like, you know, you grew up in like, for example, I grew up and like I lived with my uncles at the time, you know, my whole family did. And I thought that was so normal.
Yeah.
Or like, or you know, you grow up hearing things like that, you know, or like my tia lived with us for such a long time. And it is normal. It is. But then you grow up and you're like, dang, that's fucking crazy that happened, you know?
Yeah.
Like either my uncle or my dad, they were going through some shit, right?
Yeah.
Or like shit like that. But as a kid, you don't think that. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, cool.
Yeah.
You know?
And the ramifications of whatever the fuck you're going through, like when with me, for example, my mom was one of 9, but she was the oldest. My dad was the oldest too. So they had all their kids, like, and all my family was undocumented. So anytime anyone would cross the border, they would live at my place.
Yeah.
And the problem was that they would only live at my place until they got their shit together and then they would move out.
Yeah.
The fucking attachment issues and the abandonment issues that creates in a kid is
shit.
fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So it's like, sometimes it wasn't until, you know, obviously therapy and like growing up that it was like, oh fuck, like I have abandonment issues because getting people to come in, you know, te encariñas, like now you like, oh, we're family. And then like they leave and then they never talk to you again. You're just like, what the fuck? Like I thought you was like, you was cool.
Isn't that crazy how that happened?
Yeah, but it's like my parents didn't know any better.
Yeah, I
If
mean,
they
you gotta help. Yeah.
they would have not done that. But it's like, you know, so that made me also be careful with like, you know, who I bring into my son's life and how, you know, what those attachments look like. And it's like,
that's amazing because you
People
create that
don't know.
self-awareness within yourself to know that the reasons you might have these insecurities and stuff like that, abandonment issues, is because of what you went through as a child.
Absolutely. Like that's why with my son, I'm very affectionate. I'm always checking in with him. I love him. I'm vocal about my love for him. Also like knowing he's not an attachment of me. He's not an extension of me. He's his own person since forever, you know? And I got that little weird vibe from like, not weird vibe, but like I got that intuition since he was very little. And I was like, this kid isn't Claudia number 2. This is Andrew. He's his own person. So I have to listen to what he likes, what he doesn't like, with, you know, color, video games, everything. And it's like a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people just think your kid is just your kid. Like, oh, shut up, be quiet, calm down. Like, and it's like, no, dude, like this is a person you're raising and they're going to grow up one day, look you in the fucking eyes and decide whether or not they would be your fucking friend. And I'm like,
Damn, drop the mic on that one.
I want to make sure my kid.
No, and your son, he's so fucking cool.
He
He's so
is.
cool.
Fucking
Have
cool
you heard
guy,
him
dude.
talk and like their relationship?
I've seen like some of the TikTok
They're
clips. You
like
had him on the
homies
podcast, right?
and they have so much love for each other. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Good for you. That's
Thank
that's
you.
amazing.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
Just one thing before we go on a quick break too. One thing that I really like because there can be that issue too, right? About having abandonment issues and like having a bunch of people at your house and blah blah.
Yeah.
But one thing that I noticed as well too, like nowadays, people won't let that happen in their household. Like, hey, I'm gonna have like my aunts over for like 6 months, bro. At your own house. People are gonna be like, what the hell? Like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
So my parents did the same thing. A lot of my family is undocumented. They would come over here, and the first checkpoint was my house. Wow. And if it was from my house and then they get on their feet, my dad will put them in construction or something like that. Or like they'll start working at a restaurant and then they'll move on. They'll find an apartment. And then from then on, thankfully, they figured it out.
Yeah.
Because honestly, when you come from a different country other than the United States, you figure it out faster than someone from the United States.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, you do.
And that's the whole speech, right? That in our families, they say like, pues yo vine de allá and I figured it out.
Yeah.
Y tú que naciste aquí, you went to school here.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? And you're like,
honestly, because we don't have that much pressure.
Right?
And they did.
We're like, we're dumb.
And we're spoiled.
Yeah.
But one thing that I really appreciated about my dad and my mom is the patience that they had to have all these people.
I know.
To alter their own relationship.
Yep.
Because dude, if I had somebody at my house the whole time, like with me and my wife right now, I'd be like, bro, get these fucking. I don't care if they're your cousins or what. Get them the fuck out.
Yeah.
I want to be with just you.
Yeah.
But if my wife did have that, and she does, to have people over and stuff like that, that's also beautiful because not a lot of people have that,
Yeah.
But that made me really appreciate my mom and my dad to bring people in, you know what I mean? Even though you're right, it does come with a price.
Yep.
But to help people out like that, I would see my mom in a different way when I would grow up. I would be like, dang, that's crazy that you did that. So I kind of respect it, you know?
Yeah.
Just like, it's because they kind of have no choice, but they kind of do.
But luckily, it didn't come with like a cost for you. It did with her.
Yeah.
Yeah. And and I was a sensitive kid too, like, and I didn't realize that till I grew up. But what I will say is like some of it comes with a little bit of boundaries issues. Like I feel like culturally within Mexicans, at least for me, like we do have that like, oh, you need to, like you have to, like you need to help. And that's cool. And I've done it in my adult life now too. I've let people stay at my house, bro. I remember I let somebody stay at my house because they were going through a tough time, but then they were making I remember, dude, I was drinking coffee 8 a.m. This motherfucker's making fun of me in my own kitchen. This dude ain't never paid me no rent, but that was my homie, right? But I remember just looking and being like, what is this motherfucker doing in my house? Like, I'm a grown ass person. Like, why are you making fun of me in my own fucking house? He reminded me of my tío. That's when I was like, cut off, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah.
But yes, you grow these healthy boundaries, but at the same time, yes, ayudar a tu prójimo, within Catholic, we always fucking very try to help the next person.
But that's crazy. I never really thought about it like that because we all go through it, especially when you have undocumented family. We all grow up with your tíos, you know? And a lot of people don't. It's like they have their own life. But no, my life was with my, I'm the oldest of 5. And then I grew up with my dad's youngest brother. And he was like my older brother. So I grew up with my tío for fucking like 10 years.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's
But as
crazy.
a boy, you also have a different experience than you do as a girl.
I've never really thought about it like that. And that's actually really interesting that you brought that up.
Yeah. Yeah. And are you the oldest or youngest?
Yeah, so there's 7 of us. They're all half. I'm kind of like in the middle of those 7.
Okay.
But then my mom remarried. And then like I had one brother that I like grew up with. We're 9 years apart. He's younger than me. And I consider him, he's like my real brother. The other siblings are like I'm not super close with. But I like what you were saying about like as you get older and you start realizing your parents' life and you start like seeing them in a whole different lens.
Yeah.
Like this is gonna kind of get a little dark. But like my dad cheated on my mom, obviously. And then I have a sister who's 2 months apart from me, older. Okay. And for like growing up my whole life, I resented my dad because he cheated on my mom. That's all I knew. My mom got cheated on and she was hurt by it. And my dad's a piece of shit because he cheated on my mom.
Yeah.
That's all the context I knew. And as I got older, and I remember one time, I'll never forget the conversation. I was sitting across from him at a restaurant and I straight up just asked him, I'm like, why did you cheat on my mom? I need to know what were you doing? What was your mind at?
This really happened.
Really happened.
This was at a restaurant.
This was at a restaurant.
You ran into him, or this was actual?
Dude, I was Volcanoes in downtown LA. I could tell you the booth that I was at.
Oh damn, I've been there.
It. Yeah,
oh my
I could
God.
picture it perfectly. Sitting by the window, by the walkway.
You ran into him.
No. We scheduled this.
Oh,
it was like a schedule.
Just you and him.
Yeah.
Wow.
And at that point, we kind of started building a relationship because I never had a relationship growing up, and we would see each other once a year. And then I just started when this conversation came about. It was actually one of the last conversations we had because I started feeling like our relationship was more like a checklist for him. Like he was just trying to build build a relationship almost to like impress people in his life. Like he has a relationship with his son and stuff like that. And then he ended up telling me his story about his life. And just to kind of sum it up, he cheated on my mom with his previous wife. And they were happily married. They had a baby boy, which is my oldest brother of the half siblings. And then they also had another daughter, okay? And this daughter ended up dying at 3 years old. She ended up getting some sort of cancer, passed away, died. And he told me, he's like, that devastated my entire life. It broke my whole life apart. And me and my previous wife, like it just rocked us. Like we just the relationship was just done, you know? So when he found my mom, he was in love with her, but he was also still mourning his loss of his daughter. Yeah. And when he did cheat on my mom, it was like him just conflicting his own battles of like everything that he was going through, not knowing how to handle it, and going back to his wife just to find comfort. And when I heard that, I was like, I'm not excusing your actions, and I never will excuse his actions, because at the end of the day, he made that mistake. He was still with her, and like he was playing both of them, right? Which is wrong in all levels. But I was able to understand on such a different way that I was like, wow. Exactly. I didn't know all this, and it shocked me, and I was like speechless when he told me that. And now I still ride. My mom's she's my I live for her. So anytime she talks shit about it, I'm like, fuck that piece of shit. But deep down inside, I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a little deeper than just like F you. Like it's a little deeper.
And which he is, but it almost like you're human. Yeah.
You're human. And that's the first time I saw him in that form, in that human form.
It wasn't like you're a piece of shit. It's like you're human, you made a mistake.
Yeah.
But I'm still team mom.
It takes growing up to be able to understand that. And that's what I'm saying. Like it gives you perspective. Like you really gain real actual perspective when you're an adult. And you're like, oh, this is how this can happen. I understand. Sometimes the problem is, you know, when people, especially like now I'll talk about social media, but like on social media, people will give opinions on situations that they're still young. They don't have perspective. They haven't gained that, but they get to comment on other people's lives or whatever. And it's just like, it doesn't make sense for you yet, but it will make sense for you one day, because I went through a similar experience with my dad and my mom and the best friend or whatever. It was like, you know, now when I hear my mom's story, my dad's story, they make sense within, you know, whatever the fuck. But I remember being a teenager and being pissed off at both of them. And that's what made me be a little criminal and do bad things. Cause I'm like, well, you fucking, you know, and you're angry and all these things. But eventually you just like, you realize you're like, oh fuck, I was reacting very immaturely to a couple people that had a kid, you know, in their early 20s and weren't fucking ready for me. And, you know, my mom, maybe she didn't hug me enough, but also she had her daddy issues, you know? So it's like her daddy issues turned into my mommy issues, and that turns into, so as long as we stop it, go to therapy and break the mold and break it, then we can fucking, you know, improve as a society. And let's hope that we do improve as a society before it ends, because it's looking scary out here.
It's not looking so hot. It's not looking so hot.
It's crazy how every family tree has their own domino effect.
Yeah. And doesn't that, I mean, I don't know, you guys have children? No. Okay.
Not yet,
Does that scare you? Like that the world is kind of on a downward spiral? It's kind of like, do we still procreate into a burning trash can? Or like, what are we doing?
Yeah. No, I understand. I mean, for me, I guess I still would.
Right.
It.
You're like, I don't have
I don't, you know, like to me, that's the most ultimate thing you can do as a human being, is to create another one. And I can't wait for that day. But like, I guess it's just now me, just the way that my dad and my mom molded themselves to be a parent, I'm gonna have to do the same way, maybe in a different way than them, you know?
Yeah.
So
you think you have to change to be a parent?
No. I'm gonna mold, like the what I say as mold. Well, yeah, I am gonna definitely change.
Right? Yeah.
I am gonna definitely change. But when I say molding, it's more kind of like my parents molded the way society was at that point into me, you know, and teaching me the ways. And then now me, I'm gonna like, you know, figure it out how society is nowadays to teach my kid, boy or girl, whatever. Yeah. But I'm gonna mold myself as well. Hard.
Yeah. Do you want kids or no?
I do want kids, but I feel grateful that I'm 34 and I feel like I'm getting at a place where if the child were to come into my life, I would be able to like handle the situation, but I'm still waiting because I have this idea of how I want to bring them into this world. You know what I mean? Yeah. So since I've waited for so long, I'm just going to continue to like wait until I feel like super prepared for the whole situation. But I'm the type, like I'm going to put my kid in like selective of the schools. I might not even put them in school. I might do homeschool. Like I really want to have all those things in line. Yeah. Because I totally agree with like what you're saying of like where society is going and where like how the world is shaping.
Yeah. I'm almost the opposite of that, where like okay, one, I had a kid, you know, he's 14 now.
Yeah.
So either I don't have another kid and like I just wait for my kid to grow up and I, you know, we can go on trips, we could do whatever.
Which would be dope.
Yeah, not starting over.
Yeah.
Because I did want another kid. But then also when I had him in like a nice little private school, whatever, but he was becoming socially awkward, like socially not just like, you know what I mean, like kids gotta still have that like banter, that personality, like these
Shoot
things,
the shit, yeah,
bro. And like it was hard because my son was being so soft and everything was
it
hurting.
because of the private
big
school?
old tears, like I was just like, baby, like you need to know. And it's so hard as a parent to like look away and be like, he has to go through this right now, because if not, he's gonna have to go through it. Like it's almost like I don't know, like circumcision, whether you believe it or not. Like if you can't do something when you're fucking older that you didn't do when you was a baby, or pierce ears or something like that. It's like people have to go through certain things that molds them, and sometimes if you go too soft on them, I'm sorry, not me giving you parenting advice, but just I mean, like you see them and you're like, these minor things are hurting you, and I need you to be stronger because life is gonna fucking kick your ass. So it's like you need to put them in those, you know. But then he kind of went all the way the other way, and I'm like, okay, stop, like chill. I'm like, back to private school.
Take it easy.
Yeah, I agree. There definitely should be like a balance of that.
When you love, you know, this child that you freaking, it's you. You're just like, I don't know, like what ways can I make sure that your experience as a person makes you into the best adult?
I think that's amazing advice, because I think I did look at it in the way of like, I'm gonna make sure when I have a kid I can protect them at all costs. And maybe that's not the best way to,
like a helicopter parent.
But once you have it, it's like, you know, like it's gonna teeter hard on you. Like, it's like, because I was talking to my neighbor, and it's exactly what you're saying. And ever since I've grown up, I've always said, when I have a kid, fucking public school, like fucking pa que sepa, you know, para que he shoots the shit hard, you know, it'll make him, you know, become who I was, you know. It's almost like I'm thinking about myself.
But you have to still be careful, because there is some really fucked up shit out there. But
Super.
So that's what I was talking to my neighbor about. And my neighbor goes, "You're not going to do that." He goes, and then my neighbor, we had a great conversation, and he goes, I have my kid in private school, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Like the private school was like almost like harder than getting into college, like a Harvard college, literally. But then I was like, dang, you're right. And now I feel like, now that I'm like my age at the moment, I'm like, if I have a kid, oh my God, I don't know. I wouldn't even know if I would want them, like drop them off at school. As simple as that. Like, who are you going with?
That's how I
feel. I want to meet your teachers.
That's how I feel, yeah.
Who are you hanging out with? And as like weird as that sounds back then, but it's true. I want to know who's everyone around you, because I'm gonna love you that much.
But I think it's being practical though. You have to have that.
But there has to be a balance, right? So.
That duality again. You have to. Yes, of course, be protective and be careful and everything. But you also have to like let them start experiencing their own things so that they can have that judgment. Because otherwise, what happens when you're not around doing all that shit? They might, you know, like wild out. We've all seen like people that their parents were very strict, but they became what? Liars, sneaky, weird. Like they
were some of the worst people.
Right. And you're just like, you know, they're
there
like.
Has to be.
I
think my parents did good with that too, because no matter what, even when I would go out, and sure, I would maybe like, ¿te vienes a la casa a las 10, eh? Y a las 10. And I would come back like at 12. But as long as I woke up my mom, hey, mom, I'm right here. That's all she cared about. So there's always that like teeter totter, you know. So I always respected her shit, even if I came home fucking drunk. Ma, aquí estoy. Okay. So she always gave me that like, hey, I'm strict, but I trust you, and I never broke my mom's trust in that way. So it was good.
That's good you say that. I said that to my son. Like I was like, here's the thing, like, you know, because he does whatever, but I'd be like, you don't want to see me when you break my trust. I'm like, I'm a different person. I'm like, you have mom now, and then you have who it's going to be if you become, and I give him the rules, you know, like you can't be a liar. You can't be the shitty person. You can't this, you can't that. You got to be, you know, like have just a basic code to live by. And all you can really do is hope that they fucking listen. Cause you never fucking know.
Yeah.
Dude.
I mean, they're their own person.
They're their own fucking person. That's what's so scary. It's just like, I don't know, but I pray for the best, and I drink tequila, and I try not to, you know, fuck up.
Well, shit, I think you've done a great job. I think you've done a great job, because I see it. Thank you. Everybody has seen it. And like, I've even told myself like, dang, I wish I can have like a relationship with my son, you know?
Yeah.
As cool as that sounds. And it is. I mean, I don't know what else goes on behind doors, but what I see is like you're doing an amazing job.
And you know what? I have to thank my brother. My brother is a very like, and that was my rough draft child. Like that's that I, you know, as an older sibling, you usually have to like raise your sibling, right? And that was my fucking son, you know? And so now my brother has been able to help me with my son and, you know, throw a ball and like fucking, you know, man stuff and whatever. So then we have such a great, exactly. And now I started to think, because I wanted another kid, but I'm single and fucking, you know, I don't know if I will. But I started to think maybe I want to be a tia. Like maybe my brother, who has never, you know, he's never introduced me to a girlfriend. He's never like, I'm like, maybe it's time for it. So now I'm becoming that like annoying older sister that's like, so when are we going to meet the girlfriend? Like when are you going to have kids? Like when are you going to get married?
I got a friend for you, you know?
I would have never thought I would be this person, but I'm becoming so the older sister that's like.
Is he just super picky?
I feel like even this would piss him off. Like if he's gonna be like, why the fuck are y'all talking about me? He hates being talked about. He does not like nothing. But no, he's always just been, I don't know, he was always on work mode.
Yeah.
And
that's good.
And he always took care of me, like we took care of each other. That's all we had, you know? So I think finally now he has this liberty and he gets to, and I think he's dating someone, and I pray, you know, similar to I would with my child, like that he picks a great person and has children, and that I'm around to fucking, you know, help. Because I want to be the great tia too now, you know? That'd be great.
Dang, 14-year-old kid already. That's awesome.
He's talking about girls already, right?
My son?
Yeah.
Right now he's very into sports, so I'm like, okay,
but,
right now,
but sports bring chicks.
Yeah, right. I'm sure he does, and like, you know, he has a huge crush on Ice Spice and photoshopped himself. He photoshopped himself with Ice Spice for his phone. So, you know, I'm sure. Also, that's like creepy. I'm like, talk to your dad, please. But you know, I try to. He did say, he was like, there's no cute girls right now. They're all ugly in my class. I'm like, look, you want to be nice to the girls that are going. I'm like, at this age, they're going through a phase. I'm like, this is when they're going through something. I'm like, you want to be nice to everybody, because when those girls, you know, in high school or something, and they finally, you know, they glow up, you don't want to be the jerk that was freaking.
Because they're gonna remember that.
Exactly. So I'm like, be nice to everybody.
For everybody's son that's watching this podcast, just know that the hot girls in high school, they're not the hot ones later. It's mainly the ones that are like.
Or in middle school, they went through their weird phase, and then they
then they become hot in high school.
Yeah, so I definitely give them perspective on what peaking in high school means, and you know, and what going through the whole process and whatever, and just treating every individual as an individual, because it is true, dude. How many cool people did we know in high school that you look at them now and you're like,
bro, wow.
You're like, wow.
Yo, that. When you experience that, it's crazy. There used to be like this guy, the specific person came to mind, and I just think he was so fucking cool, man. I was like, I want to be just like that. I was about to say his name. And now I look at him and like, no shade to this guy, because I'm sure he's doing great. But I'm like, damn, I idolized you for no fucking reason.
Yeah. It's our perception of whatever this person is, but we don't fucking know.
We almost create that in our own head.
Yeah. It's like almost self-sabotagey a little bit, of the fact that like we always think that we're in a worse position than somebody, and we're looking at them, and it's not until you really dig deep that you're like, oh, I'm glad I did what I did. You know, like I'm doing okay for myself. So
it's crazy how
does your son have any interest in doing music?
I let him produce a track for me, and I like shot a little music video in my ranch as well, and just kind of was like, okay, let's see what you want to do. He does. I think because it's his mom's business, he almost like doesn't see the value in it right now, which I almost appreciate. I'm glad he's not using whatever like I've got going. So for him, he wants sports, and he's like looking into, but it is in his top 3. He's like, maybe I'll make beats on the side as a hobby, but I'm gonna, you know, go for this. I'm like, good, you know, create your own fucking shit. Yeah. But I do know how easy it would be for him to just fucking do it, but you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Does he have like a natural act for it? Like oh, cool.
Yeah. I remember when I was pregnant with him, I like he would move, and I remember I would listen to music, and I almost like, maybe I was delusional, but I thought he was on beat, and I was like, please, I was like, God, just let my son have rhythm. I'm like, because I do not want him to not have rhythm. Yeah. And he does. So I'm like, thank God.
He was on beat.
Yeah, I didn't.
Speaking about rhythm and music, can you talk about like the opportunity you had with Bizarrap, and like because that song was so sick.
It was crazy.
Like
right?
you fucking went off, bro.
Thank you.
Like off. And in English and in Spanish.
Yeah.
The thing is that like you speak English obviously really well, but you also speak Spanish really well.
Yeah.
And a lot of like, there's a lot of Latino like artists that like, it's like dos, tres.
Yeah.
But like you do it perfectly on both
Thank
sides.
you.
And not only that, you're killing it. Like while you're rapping. So like, did you meet him? How did this like connection happen?
At that time, I had no label and no manager. So it was during like COVID. And I just kind of was making music. The same thing, bro. That's the thing. Like at this point, my life has kind of been the same thing for like a lot of years, where it's just like I'm vibing. If I want to make music with somebody in Chile, I just go. If I want to go with somebody in Argentina, I go. Like that's it. It's not as hard as people. Well, I guess it is hard, but it's like not as
complex.
Yeah, it's like it's there. Like you could do it. We have the internet. Like you could email,
especially
a track,
when you're already like
talk.
in the music industry and
it's connection. It's human connection. It's who you vibe with. It's whatever. So to me, especially being bilingual, it's difficult, but also that obviously opens different pathways. And with Bizarrap, I've always told people, I'm like, the one benefit to being an independent artist is that like if somebody cancels on somebody, they know that I can show up. So Visa was just like, if you can come to Florida, like we can do this. And I was like,
so his studio's in Florida?
No, it's not. It's in Argentina, but that was one of the first ones that he was just like, I'm going to try to recreate it. So like whatever. So he was just like, if you can pull up, we can do this. I was like, bro, I have nobody to check in with. Like, I bought my own fucking ticket. I'll fucking go out there. Yeah. So I go and, I'm like, all right, bet. Like, it's just being open to opportunity. Opportunity's out there. You just got to fucking grab that shit, So like he said that shit. I was like, bet, I'm going. So I went. And as a mostly predominantly English rapper at the time, I've rapped in Spanish too, but like it just was my main bag. Nobody was looking at someone like Bizarrap to like, but for me, I was like, bro, like let's go, like So that was just so cool.
This was like kind of like when Bizarrap. This was before like he even blew up.
I just linked up with him in Mexico City, and I've always wondered if he thought that I helped any, and he was like, your podcast was, your Bizarrap was the one that kind of like opened it to like other lanes. Wow. And I was like, bro, like it almost made me cry because I'm like, I'm glad that I was able to provide something, because to me, he changed my career. Yeah. Like I was ready to quit, and he like gave me that second. Yeah.
Dude, you looked hard in that video.
Thank you.
Sick.
But like he gave me that second wind, and I'm like, I don't know if he knows how much he saved me with that.
Wow.
And
Did you tell him?
Yeah. And so when he told me like, there was a before and after your Bizarrap, I was like, I'm glad that I provided something, I don't like to be useless. Like I'm glad it did something.
You want to provide value as well.
Exactly. So yeah, it being bilingual and also me doing exactly what I already do. That helped me, my confidence. Yeah. Because had I done something new, maybe I have writers, maybe maybe I'm singing, then all of a sudden it's like people will probably be like, oh, well, but it's like, no, dude, I just literally just showed up, rapped, talked about being Mexican, talked about having a kid, said hello, and said I'm La Mexicana with tremendo flow, which to me, I didn't think was going to be such a big deal. Hard. Next thing I know, having 10,000 people sing that shit at a show, I'm like, damn. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Dude, I loved it. It was so sick.
That gave my confidence
like that music video, and like just the things that you say, the confidence that your face shows, like that shit gives you the chills.
Thank you.
It was sick.
It was I was so nervous.
Really?
I was
shooting
the video? Nervous. Dude,
you didn't show.
I think some of the things that people probably think that I was confident in, they don't know what you're feeling like.
I first found out about Bizarrap when he did the one with Eladio Carrion. Mm-hmm. Was that after?
Wait, that was after mine.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
So then you found mine, okay?
Yeah, because then I became a fan.
Okay, yeah.
And then I would just see everything.
Yeah. Which was crazy because when I heard Eladio talk, he was like, I had to follow SnowthaProduct, and hers was crazy. He's like, so it made it hard for me, and I'm a fan of him. So to hear someone that I'm a fan of say they was nervous because of mine, that starts to really,
you went off.
That starts to really like reprogram your mind on like, yo, we're all creators just making stuff, and we all look at everybody else and we're just like, what the fuck? So it was also insane.
Confirmation that you are at that level.
All my insecurities, at least as a rapper, I will say that having that Bizarrap pop off made me confident that now I could say things like, I know I'm a great rapper. Everything else, I don't fucking know. Like I'm still figuring out, but I know for a fact that I could rap.
For sure.
Now, let me keep working on everything else about myself. But like,
in that aspect, yeah.
You know what I mean? And it gave me a little boost, and that's why I was so fucking grateful.
Yeah, no, but that's how I ran into yours, because obviously I found out about, I've been a big Eladio Carrion fan. And then obviously right after I found out, I just went through all of them.
Yeah. And Eladio is fucking awesome, Like I feel like he's very inspiring. Him, Russ, artists that have dropped consistently and just kept going, whether they were the biggest or not, is inspiring, and that's what's giving me the confidence now to like, okay, let me keep dropping. Like, it doesn't matter if it gets 1 million or not. It's just like, keep going. Your fans want it.
Because I was about to say, as a consumer, somebody who's not a music artist, Me knowing that Aleo's gonna drop something in 2-3 months.
You're tapped in.
Like I'm tapped in.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. If I don't like it as much as the other one, who cares?
We keep going.
We keep going, but
Yeah.
I know I'm still listening,
I love that.
and that's sick, you know. So I
And
mean,
I needed that perspective.
even like somebody like you, like that might be nice to hear.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, I definitely, I don't know. We get in our heads, like, you know, I'm just,
No,
a lot of times
I
in
can't
my brain,
imagine.
I'm still the same, you know, 15-year-old insecure girl that, like, you know, but it's like you grow up and you're just like, okay, bet, like, I need perspective. I need to go out more. I need to talk to people. Like, and I think my podcast has helped me do that
Yeah.
to meet more people, because I was so in my own world because I'm shy. People were in their own world and didn't talk to me because they thought I would like not want to. So I think being able to just start being more open to these like situations and talking and stuff has helped me just grow so much as a person and realize like a lot of this shit is in my head. Like just make the fucking music and drop the shit. Like your fans want it, you know?
And that's
So-
what I think everybody in society, we
Yeah.
always fucking get our
Yeah.
head too much
Yeah.
with anything.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah. Cause I mean, unless you're doing something really like bad,
Yeah.
but you're not. So
Yeah.
just do anything.
Yeah.
Nada va a pasar.
Oh, I love that. And you stop overthinking as well, because I know you were saying that you be overthinking
I do
too.
all the time, 100%.
I know, but you
yeah.
still do it, which is good.
Yeah,
like, you
and
still,
I'm grateful for that. I'm
Yeah.
grateful for that. Even for example, like flying, I'm super anxious flying. And I remember I told somebody one time, they're like, "You're really anxious flying?" I'm like, "Yeah," because I travel a lot. And they're like, "And you still go on planes?" I'm like, "Well, I gotta get there."
Yeah.
So I just gotta overcome that. I don't got a choice. I gotta do it.
Yeah.
And like I have this vision, I have this dream of who I want to be, and I might overthink it, but I gotta do it. I gotta just get it done.
That
Yeah.
do it scared mentality is the best thing that could have
Kind of
happened.
is.
You know,
Yeah,
with
kinda is.
with us, especially if you create and you go through things, you can go through heartbreak, you can go through disappointment, you can go through death, grief, whatever. But if you still get up in the morning and you fucking work, like that's the only thing. It's like 6 months are gonna go by regardless. Now, what do you have to show for those 6 months? You know, so get the fuck up and do it. And even if you're scared, if you're nervous, whatever, but just fucking do it. Like, you
Yeah.
know, what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah. And bro, those 6 months, they go by so fast. You think that they're like 6 months, like, damn, that's a long time. No, it's not. It's really not.
Bro, it was just my birthday and we were at my bachelor party in DR.
Yeah. I feel like
That
was
was
2 weeks
last
ago.
year.
Yeah.
And now we're back at it. Like,
Yeah.
fucking, it's scary, bro.
It's
Yeah.
scary. And you know, and as you get older, it goes even faster and you're just like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
So it just does teach you to appreciate everything, value everything.
Makes me appreciate my parents.
Especially with kids, I was gonna say, like with kids, I bet you view time in such a different lens
Yeah.
because you look at your like son,
Yeah.
and you see him grow up, and you're like, holy shit, and then it makes you reflect on your own life.
Yeah. I just went
Bet you
to
that's a trip.
No, absolutely. I just went to his high school, like, you know, signing him up for the different stuff or whatever. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking in the lockers and I'm just like, it was so weird though, because I was nervous walking in because I was nervous from my high school experience. And I'm like, I'm the fucking parent. I'm like, why am I getting nervous? Like, what the fuck? These are kids, you know?
Yeah.
So I walk in and I told him, I'm like, yo, like, these years are going to go by really, like, to you, it feels like 4 years are going to be slow.
forever.
I'm like, but these years are going to go by so fast. I was like, you need to enjoy it.
That's
And
crazy.
also just do the most, like, when it comes to, you know, extracurricular and classes
We
and
always talk about
grades.
that.
Because we don't realize how much that, and I want my kid to go to college. I don't give a fuck if this motherfucker wanted to rap or nothing. I want you to, like, try to just stick to something and succeed and, you know, whatever. But like, I want him to like try to at least be educated. And so I'm like, grades really, really matter. You know, you have the rest, everything that's mine is my son's. So your life is figured out, but please don't make me feel like I did all this in vain and you're just going to lose it. Like, you need to add on to this. And now your only thing you need to worry about is being a good person. Because think about it, like financially he's set, but where does that leave you? You need to be a good fucking person, do good for the universe, do good for the world, like help people out. And I think he gets it. He tells me he does, but you know.
Yeah, but he's
hope.
still young. But I feel like he's gonna get it. I mean, you keep that drilling that in his mind, he's gonna click.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Human
I
interaction.
love that.
Dude, you're an incredible person, Snow. You
Oh,
genuinely
You are.
Thank you.
You are.
Oh my
you
God.
Are. You are.
Oh.
This was not the podcast I expected. I'll be honest with you.
What did you think? You want some ratchet shit? We can talk about some ratchet shit.
Not at all. Not at all. I think I wasn't expecting you to be so vulnerable and honest and like just show your true self. And I think that's really cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
enjoyed
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And
I think
do
everybody
you can do
back
pop.
up.
No, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Was I think they signed me on pop because, you know, obviously like as a rapper, but I'm not black, but I'm not white. Like they didn't know where the fuck to throw me, and I got signed. Just happened to be by the pop side. They didn't know exactly. But yeah, like everything, I really, really, truly believe, as cliche as it is, everything happens for a reason.
100%.
Whatever happened, however the shit went, whatever the shuffle was, it wasn't ready for me. And I don't even think I was prepared for it, because we were talking off air of how I can't handle some of the tension. I like where I'm at as an independent artist, where if you love me, you love me. You're in my comments. You like me. You know me. Cool. I don't like going viral. I don't like people who don't know me having an opinion on me. I don't like it. It affects me. It really makes me sad, like, to have so many people judging me, you know? So it's like, I wasn't meant to become the pop artist that maybe they thought they signed. If I would have blown up back then, I might not even be here anymore. When I grew up suicidal, 15, depressed, anxiety like a motherfucker. I wasn't ready. You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't have happened. So I'm very glad that how it went. It was slow and steady. I like where I'm at. You know what I mean? And I think
you feel like if it shakes too much, which might be a good thing, like artist wise, but that might freak you out.
I hear all your chains.
Yeah. Okay. No, and the Bizarrap was a little taste of that.
Yeah,
And like certain moments when I've had little viral moments or bad, whether it's drama or whatever, I've had the taste of it, and I'm like, I don't want that though.
Really?
It's scary.
Wow.
Scary. It's and it doesn't really affect my pockets. Like, my pockets are the same.
Yeah,
you feel me?
true.
So it's almost
Yeah,
like
true.
I'm going through all this judgment for fucking what? Like, I'm cool. Like, I like my slow and steady support. If you love me, you love me. Be a part of my community.
I like that.
If we gravitate towards each other, let's fucking be friends immediately. If we don't have to. There's 8 billion people in the fucking world. Go fucking be friends with them, you know? So I always encourage people. If you don't like me, dead ass, like, block me. Like, you know, I'm like, you don't have to follow me just to keep tabs. Go ahead and block me. You can be a fan of their billion other fucking rappers or whoever the fuck.
Wow.
But we need to normalize that more. Is normalizing artists. Like, not everybody wants to be a global phenomenon.
Wow.
Sometimes people comment like, oh, she never blew up, like, she's not as big as so-and-so in comparison. And it's like, baby, you're projecting your comparison to other people's lives. I don't want that. I want to keep doing my little thing, go on my little shows, my tours, whatever, and fuck with people that fuck with me.
Really fuck with you.
I crowd surf, bro. I stage dive. I stand on the crowd. You can't do that if you don't trust your people. If I'm allowing a bunch of weirdos coming in, I've had somebody before DM me like, I'll stab you while you're crowd surfing and you won't even be alive by the time you're done. I'm like, bro, that shit is scary. Like, I don't want none of that. Like,
Jesus Christ.
I want to be able to trust my fan base, dude.
Bro, that's crazy.
Bro, the things that I've gotten DM'd, like, or stalked, or people have shown up to my house, like, it has shook me to a point that makes you be like, I don't want none of that. Let's just be practically no.
The fact that people even think about that, like stabbing somebody with a crowd surfing, I'm like, dude, people are fucked. People are crazy.
Yeah, that's weird. Let's go on a quick commercial break, because that's
Please, bro.
That was deep. Sorry.
No, you're good. We'll be right back.
What? You just made eye contact, and I'm not sure what that was about.
Do you feel like you have a raspy voice? You don't.
Yeah.
Don't ever growl on me like that, bro.
Welcome back, everybody.
Good back, baby.
We have Snow on. Once again, thank you for being here.
Of course, thank you for the invite.
Off air, we were just talking about insecurities, and we just ate a Portals ball. Shout out to Jess for bringing them.
Shut it up.
But we were fucking that up, and then I asked Snow, I was like, because I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm sure you do. She has a grill on her, a mouth grill. And I was like, wow, did you eat with your grill? And she said, no, I took it off. And I was like, oh, I thought, and I said, you speak so well with your grill on. A lot of people, they speak kind of like either lispy or like muffly, It's like they have something in their mouth.
Yeah.
And then you said that it's no, because you used to have a lisp.
I used to have a lisp, so I took speech class, and now you're gonna notice it even more because I like. But I, yeah.
So you still think you have a lisp? You still
I'm
think
very
you have
insecure about it. Yeah, yeah. Like,
I don't think you do.
Like, I feel like it comes out. Like, if it comes out, it's usually.
Can I call it out if I hear it?
Yeah. If I drink, I feel like if I drink,
like that, right?
if I drink and in Spanish.
Really?
Like, yeah, like it'll like, I'll like whatever, because of the way you have to position your tongue in your mouth when you speak Spanish is like a little different than English.
Yeah.
So I feel like in English I have it kind of controlled, but
Oh, interesting.
but I do feel like, yeah, it comes out here and there, and it also, yeah, it affects how I rap. like what effects, like I could tell when the compression is high on my vocal chain because it'll pop out the way that I say my S's more or whatever.
Yeah,
wow.
So it's like just like I'm super like I always hyperfixate on like that because it was such an insecurity. I got made fun of for that. I got made fun of for not speaking English. And yes, of course I went to ESL, but like there was still, you know, like I don't know, just random.
Yeah.
You know, as a kid, I don't know, we hold on to that shit so
You really do,
hard,
like, weird
dude.
things like that people just put in our head like that's bad or something.
Yeah, and then like I see pictures of the kids that made fun of me, and I'm like, dude, that kid was like, what the like, how dare you?
Dork,
You know,
yeah.
like but you're like, it's I don't
Words
know,
hurt,
is it-
man, especially as a kid.
Yeah,
for sure.
And then they raise us with this whole like sticks and stones, but like you better not. And it's like really like I mean I was affected. It was not nice.
No, it's
But
not nice
I'm
at
gonna
all.
find them now. I'm joking.
But the people that I meet that have those type of problems, they're always so much more interesting to me.
Yeah, no, it is true.
Yeah, like they're always so much more like, and I feel like they conquer more than anybody else as well.
Yeah, I got like, you know, and we turn all that trauma either into art or, you know, it's like we use
exactly.
it and that's cool. That's what fuels us, you know? And I think it's allowed because otherwise, you know, what else do you fucking do with it? You know, all that time you wasted, you gotta
Yeah.
do something.
We have a segment on this show called Perspective
Oh,
of
we're
a
doing
Woman.
one? Oh, I'm excited
Oh,
for
shit.
this.
Yeah, so we're actually really known for doing like perspective of a man, perspective of a woman. We'll have
We know people.
Yeah, so we'll have people come and, you know, we actually have forums online that people, you know, they'll ask us questions or we'll come up with topics. So today we thought, why not you? I think you're very intellectual, very spiritual. I feel like you gave great advice. You're an amazing mother.
Thank you.
You see, I had to go like this.
Yeah, like I did
I had
too.
so many
That was
compliments.
so nice. Thank you.
So perspective of a woman. Of a woman, yeah. So Jess is gonna read out some comments. You have the mic on, right, Jess?
Yeah.
Yes, she does. And yeah, you're gonna have your take on it.
Okay.
Por favor.
This first one's from Berenice. Engage, marry, move in together. What's the correct order? I have asked several guys their point of view on what they think is best. All the same answers. They need to move in first before anything. They said they need to figure out if they can live with the person. I honestly feel like it makes sense, but yet this person isn't an experiment. Also, for example, you've been with this person for 3+ years. How do you not know this person? You still got to move in and figure it out if you think you're able to live with them before committing. I think it's bogus, but I don't know.
You read that so well.
This is a good
I
question.
know.
Yeah.
Wow, that was good.
You read that so well, Jess. Thank you so much.
What are your thoughts, Snow? What do you think?
Oh my God.
What's
This
the
is
correct- what's the-
this
what's-
This
what's
is
the
where my
correct order?
Gemini moon comes in
There you
because
go.
I'm gonna tell you two fucking answers because I don't know. I've been one, I've dated men and women. Two, I was married to a man and
Oh, you were
I
married?
was yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it's like I've been engaged to a woman and like all these I've kind of like just so it is so, you know. I don't want to be like super old school, but I do think, yeah, don't move in. If you move in, you are an experience. Like you know, I get it. Like I understand.
Yeah.
But there's gonna be a high chance that you get comfortable. You're there, and then you know something's not gonna work out, and then you fucking whatever. It also matters how much you value being married. Like what is the getting the government involved into your relationship mean to you? So I don't fucking know, dude. Like I'm in the worst place. Look, if you would have asked me this a few years ago, but like right now, I'm like, why do you even want that shit? Like, right now, like what the fuck, Bernice? Like they're not the fucking prize. Like you are. Like why are you caring? Like you shouldn't want to fucking move in. Like you need to value your fucking self and your space and your energy and your shit.
I like that.
And
I
your
totally
money.
agree with
Like
that.
as a woman, I feel like especially as someone who like I don't like people have asked me, does your baby daddy pay child support? I'm like, I'm lucky I'm not on, you know what I mean? Like I didn't have to pay anything. But so girl, no, like priority wise, like worry about yourself. And if it's right, it's right. And if you guys align.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I feel like everybody's different too.
yeah.
There's no like one size fits all.
Yeah. But when she said that, like, I don't want to feel like an experiment, I was like, oh shit, that's kind of true, you know?
Yeah. But everything isn't
yeah,
dating?
but isn't everything?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
even with me, like, I didn't marry Karen before we moved in, and, living with her was
it worked
great,
out great.
and it worked
Yeah.
out great, that, and sometimes I feel like I talk to people about that. I'm like, you should, like, I believe in moving in first together, like to try it out, And it's not, I don't ever think, both of you guys are an experiment. I don't think that.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of like extreme to think that you're
That's
an
also giving too much power to the other person.
Yeah.
If you're the experiment, then that means that you think that other person knows everything and is just experimenting on you. What about your experiment? What about your experience?
Right.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes, like not knowing is completely human. Even if you're, early 20s, 30s, whatever, like sometimes you're both, that's the whole thing, is you're both figuring it out at the same fucking time. And moving in or marriage isn't the final goal. Like a healthy relationship that only time could tell is the goal. There's been people that I moved in with that it ended up not working out. There's been a marriage that, whatever. And it's like, at the end of the day, it's your experience, and just making sure that you are happy. But this is coming from someone who, I can't tell you any fucking advice right now.
No, but you answered it the way that you wanted to answer, and that was amazing. That's what we were expecting. And like you said, like the whole like patterns and what's first and what's this.
The order of
the fact that we're acknowledging that, we're kind of like making it seem like there are patterns. But to be honest, do whatever you want.
But if you do have patterns, then that's how you want to live your life.
And if you do have patterns, then great.
Yeah.
Find somebody who aligns with those patterns.
I know people that have no patterns. They met each other. They don't even talk about getting married. They don't even talk about this. They do live with each other, and they're happier than the people that do.
Right. And sometimes they last longer. Like it's just, that's I got married at 19, dude.
There's not a formula.
Yeah.
And that's too much titles, And
people sometimes they do this, and also by age. So it's like, by the time you're this age, you should have already like got married and done this and done that. Yeah. And it's like, that's not even always fucking true.
There's no rules, honestly. And honestly, you and your pareja, you guys will grow together, and it's going to be so different than your other friends. And don't ever think, why aren't we at their stage? Or, they might think, why aren't we at your guys' stage? Like, everybody's different.
Yeah.
No te preocupes, I did things a little different. My friends did things different, So, cada quien su pedo.
Yeah.
But I don't think that you should have like stages in life. But if you do want to, cool.
Yeah. And that's how you'll know that's your person, is if you both align on what you want.
And that's the answer.
Yeah.
Next question, por favor.
Okay, this one's anonymous.
Okay.
I'm in a position with the father of my daughters where he cheated on me. I left, and he stayed with the girl he cheated on us with. They had another child, and my question is, although I can't shield them from all that's bad in the world or with the way he lives his life, how do I proceed with him being involved with my kids? There came a point where he couldn't respect my boundaries with his partner coming around for our drop-off arrangements. I'm tired of being the bigger person, but I feel if one of us doesn't grow up, we are traumatizing our daughters. I'm 27, and my relationship lasted for 5 years. My daughters are 3 and 2.
Yeah.
Damn.
This is a loaded question, man.
Yeah. I think obviously there's probably still some hurt, because being betrayed is never gonna be okay. So you probably still have, and there's no timeline on how long you can be hurt or not, like when you should get over it or not. Like your hurt is your hurt and you're valid. I do think you do need to separate your relationship with your children and your partner. He didn't cheat on y'all, you know what I mean? Like he cheated on us, like, it was you, y'all's situation as adults. The children are out of it. So I don't think there needs to be any trauma, because even if he drops your child off with the person or whatever the fuck, like that has nothing to do with you anymore. Like your love for your children needs to supersede whatever the fuck you're going through with that, and you just need to separate it. And unfortunately, I know it's unfair. As women, we have to do that, but we have to do that. Like we have to do that because it's not fair to our kids to put it all in one little fucking bundle and be like, well, if we don't figure this out, like, what do you mean? He already figured it out. He has a child with somebody else. He figured his shit out. Even if it's not fair to you and he's a shitty guy for it, you need to now figure your feelings out and remember to put your children's feelings ahead of everything else. So when you're with your kids, don't bring up the cheating and the this and the that. Him being a bad fucking person or like not the right match for you doesn't mean anything when it comes to the parenting. So, or it does, I don't know. But at the same time, none of this was about him being a bad dad. It was just about the cheating. So, just kind of like, find your happiness, do things for yourself so that you can just kind of like overlook that and just, it is what it is, like it's about the kids.
That's money.
That's it.
That's money. Dude.
I say the same thing.
I co-parent, I co-parent, and nothing happened, like that, but
Yeah.
it's just one of those things where it's like you have to take yourself out of it.
Correct.
He has a fiance,
Correct.
and he's had sometimes maybe like a girlfriend or something that I'm like, I don't have a problem with, but it's just more like, okay, like let's be mindful of the type of people that we're bringing into our children's lives.
That's fair.
And be sure that this is a good influence or, whatever. You never know. Like things can happen. Like abuse doesn't just happen between an older man and a little girl. Like that can happen anyway. So it's like, hey, what's their background? What is going on? Like what
That's so true.
I care about my kid, but that's about it. Like that's as far. I don't have opinions on anything else, you know? Yeah.
Well, thank you. Jess, is there another one?
Yeah, there's one more.
You answered that like perfectly.
Yeah.
by the way.
Thank you.
That was
I feel like
crazy.
she's still gonna hate me. She's gonna be like, fuck that bitch.
No, not at all.
This one's from Tatiana.
Gracias,
What's up,
Tatiana.
girl?
My boyfriend and I have been together for a few years. We have a kid together. For a few months, I'm not so much in the mood to be intimate.
Oh.
And that always causes a fight. He says I'm the problem. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that he doesn't do anything for me. He doesn't check on me throughout the day. He's never given me flowers. He doesn't even know my favorite color. Basically, I don't feel cared for. I don't feel like he gives me any attention. He doesn't know me. Am I in the wrong?
Interesting.
Ooh.
So
Oh
they've
my
been together
God.
for a few years. They have a kid. They have a kid. There's no sexual going on. She's not intimate.
She's not feeling loved by him. She's not being stimulated by him in the way that she likes to.
Yeah. I mean,
And he says he kind of blames her. He says I'm the problem.
I would need to know a little bit more like why he blames her, but
Yeah.
Interesting.
I've been both these people. Like so I don't know. Yeah, I think it's like there's more layers to that. I feel like I understand her, but I also like maybe, him. But at the same time, he shouldn't just blame her. I think if they have healthy communication and like people are like, hey, I don't feel loved, I don't feel this, I don't feel that. And they're like, well, look, I need this, or I need you to, put that shit on or whatever. Like whatever each person needs needs to be communicated.
Agreed.
And sometimes, even though you can only communicate so much. You can both talk, you can go on a date, you can try to spice things up, you can try to really, if you really value the other person, you keep on trying, but it gets to a point where it's like, hey, if this isn't, if we're not each other's person, somebody else out there is. And sometimes that really is the case. Or sometimes just knowing that you might lose that person might make you be like, oh shit, like I need to fucking wake up if I really value this person. If not, I gain perspective and I go, you know what, actually, you're right. Like you probably do need somebody else and I probably need somebody else. I don't know. But I would say one, communication is very important both ways. You don't just complain and talk about it. You have to really sit down and in the best mature, like middle ground way, have this communication. And, when you've already tried your best and it doesn't work out, then at least you tried your best. So you try your best, do whatever you got to do, communicate.
Yeah.
And I hope it works out for you. But if it doesn't, there's some other man out there will.
100%. 100%. Having a kid with somebody who doesn't even know your favorite color is kind of crazy.
That's wild. Baby girl, you fucked. No, I'm joking. Imagine. I'm like, you fucked up there. No, I'm kidding.
that
My
was the
bad.
first mistake.
Tatiana, my bad.
Like that's kind of crazy.
yeah.
But I think that's the case nowadays is people, and I get it because we all have our shit. But if you start to sleep with somebody before you even got to those levels, and then you have a child with them, you're signing up for a lifetime of having to share this experience with somebody, and you didn't even take the time to really get to know each other. And that's a lot of times the problem, right?
Yeah.
You do that so you get in a relationship because damn, we have a kid and rent's high and we got to share the bills. But it's like, where did you actually like connect as souls? You're having sexual relationships with somebody who like, how do you even know that you guys are like connect other than what the fuck that was? Like he should know you want flowers. He should know you want, whatever color your favorite is. Like if he doesn't, you's already giving him like that for what?
Yeah, you're already giving him that option that he's gonna be like, nah, she's chill. She don't need none of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Is that it? That's it, right? Thank you so much, Jessica.
But you're not wrong, Tatiana. Sorry.
Yeah, no,
You're
she's
not wrong. You're valid.
100% not. Yeah.
But, have that convo. If not, also have the guts to leave if that's not your person. Because a lot of times we don't, me included. There's times when this shit ain't going to work. And you're like,
Peace, you good, dog?
you good?
I'm so sorry. Bro, you okay? Like seriously.
You all right?
No, yeah.
Contemplating his
It
oil.
went through another oil.
Another galaxy.
No, I'm good. No, yeah, I'm good. I'm so sorry. You know, like when you swallow,
look reborn.
accidentally, yeah, that looked like an embryo.
No, there was a second there where I could tell your brain was thinking like, "Am I gonna die from a sip of soda?"
I was literally like just hearing you out, and then I don't know if I took a sip, and I think it was just saliva, and you know when it goes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Not the otro hoyo, fuck. Tatiana, try that.
No, that's it. Thank you so much, and I think we'll end it there.
I love that. I love that.
What an amazing episode!
Come on,
Honestly,
Snow. Come on, Snow.
sometimes we have every episode is amazing.
Yeah.
But sometimes you find yourself really just listening to the guest
Thank you.
and really having a real conversation. And I think that's what Josh and myself did today, is have a real conversation with a real person. And
Thank you.
we had an amazing time. And Josh is right. We didn't know what to expect today.
Oh.
We just knew that this person, obviously we know who you are.
Yeah, thank you.
But we
You
just
do
know,
music, right?
yeah. But we just know that this person is amazing. She's literally you're probably the most highly requested.
Yo, that's not a
We've
joke.
said that, but as of now, there's
yeah.
people that top other people that are highly requested.
of course.
I'm telling you, when you're bored or you have time, go through our comments.
Yeah,
I'm
so I'm
dead.
almost to the point like, so what now? Like who now? Like
I'm
I
dead.
think we're retired.
That's it.
Yeah, I think
we
that's
did it.
it. No, but
That's not-
No,
seriously,
now you guys go to mine.
Oh,
yeah,
hell
we're
yeah.
down. We're down.
Okay.
We're super down.
Nice.
Thank you so much for your time.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, this
Thank
is
you guys. Thank you for
incredible
the
stuff.
invite. Thank you for this. Thank you
Yeah.
for the great vibes. And yeah, I appreciate you guys.
We wish you nothing but the best.
Likewise.
We know that you're doing amazing. Your tour. Do you want to talk about your tour for everybody back at home?
Yeah, it's called Good Nights and Bad Mornings. I actually dropped a mixtape called Good Nights and Bad Mornings like 12 years ago. And so,
Oh, wow.
How
so
cool.
that's why this right here was like a way of just, there's a lot of songs that are off socials or off everything
Yeah.
because just business, people fucked me over on certain songs and I just took it off the internet. I don't like when things are bad vibes, I just try to like delete
Remove
it
it
all and be
completely.
like, bro, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I run away from like, yo, that's it. But I never ran away from the art. I never ran away from the vibes. I understand that a lot of these things were my journey. So I'm recreating or like remixing or, I have this old song called Drunk Love that a lot of people knew me for. And I just remade it, but like with a Jersey mix. And it ended up sounding perfect for the
Wow.
times, So I'm like, the fact that so many things that I did so long ago perfectly translate to nowadays.
Wow.
I almost think that that's like my own ode to myself. Like, damn, bitch, like you weren't crazy. Like you were right. It's just maybe wrong time, maybe wrong,
How cool.
whatever. But it's like it's a good way for me to just go full circle and be like, appreciate this journey, because I don't know how much longer I'm gonna want to make music or do whatever. Maybe I go into something else, but I do know that I at least wanted this feeling of like, yo, I did this, like I feel like life has been good, and appreciating how great life is and how great the fans are is a great start to just living in gratitude, which is the best way that you can fucking live. So to me, I'm just like, yo, everything else is icing on the cake. We did it.
I love that.
I made it. We did it.
We did, yeah.
We're good.
If
But
you
good nights
do-
and bad mornings.
Yo, that's gonna be dope. If you do decide to change careers, I got it. Beauty influencer. Think about it. Think about
Thank
it,
you,
Snow.
thank you. A little acting, I was on Queen of the South, a little,
Oh,
little
really? Oh,
sunshine.
shit, that's dope.
That's dope.
Yeah, I want to write. I definitely want to write, like, some shows, some TV, some whatever. If y'all want, in on any of this type of shit,
Shit, I
I
can
want
act, girl.
to. Yeah, I definitely
Josh
want to
can
get into
act.
some of that stuff and just like other ventures. Music has always been like a way that I'm just creative and I just express myself. But there's like so much
Yeah,
to life, and
yeah.
I wouldn't want to like.
Living yourself.
Yeah, I don't want to limit myself, and I don't want
I'm
to
glad
leave
you have
this
that
earth.
mentality.
Yeah,
That's
like
cool.
All that shit, dude.
Yeah, that's
Like,
awesome. Do you mind sending us a link where they can see your dates and maybe purchase tickets or blah, blah?
Absolutely. 35 cities all over the fucking
we gotta
United
pull up to
States,
one
some
for
of the Mexico
sure.
dates. Pull up, you guys. Yeah, of course. I'm doing the Riverside, I'm doing LA, I'm doing a bunch of different places. And the show's always really cool. Like I said, it's like stage diving, crowd surfing, champagne popping, fucking. I just want to have a good time. This is my job, but at the same time, this is the majority of my life. So if I can enjoy a good time with people, then hey,
I
let's
fuck
fucking do
with
it.
that.
Yeah.
Josh, you got anything else to say? The Josh Leva?
Bro, that was excellent, man. She said everything, man.
Yeah.
He's like, you did the intro, do the outro.
Shit.
Yeah, no,
That'll be
that's
good.
it. I mean, I'm so nervous to do my own outro
Come on,
now.
man. Let's see it, bro.
Subscribe to the channel, notifications on. Simply that.
Basic.
Simply that.
You basic.
Simply
I'm
that.
dead.
This is La
That's
Platica, the number one Latino podcast in the world, but we never said that. Googled it. Now, Hashtag Mondays don't suck. And once again, we're very blessed to have Snow, the product, on our show.
We did it, guys.
Thank you.
We did it.
Thank
we
you.
did it. Yeah, nos vemos en la próxima plática.
Yes.
Snow, thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
can
See y'all
truly,
online.
Snow.
yes,
Yes.
we can truly call you una amigaza.
Oh,
There it
thank you
is.
so much.
Thank
I
you so
appreciate
much.
you guys.
She didn't say it back to us, but whatever.
No, you are. You're
I think that's so cute.
Well, I just didn't know. I didn't know if my response is supposed to amigasa. You my amigasas, or you want to be my
We can be your
amigosos?
girly pop, boily
You
pops.
girly? Yeah, the boy.
Boily
Yeah, the
pops.
boily pops. Yeah, that's right. There you
No,
go.
with all seriousness, thank you so
But I'm
much.
gonna get y'all drunk on my podcast.
Oh shit.
Letting you know that
Let's
now.
get it.
All right.
Thank you. Have a good day,
See you
everybody.
guys. Love you guys.
Damn, son.
Where'd you find that?
Bro, we don't exist, bro.